Welcome to the Rideshare Garage. I am your host, Vinny Cuz, and yes, I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Things have been crazy all over the place. As you can see, I'm the only one here so far. Not sure where everybody else is at, but I know we got some people coming in tonight, so we're going to try to keep this thing live and going and moving in the right direction. Oh, what's up, Mister Rideshare Rodeo, and Ryan, and Silver Fox. Silver Fox, listen, Buddha be on his way soon. I spoke to him, told him his budget was going to be on tonight. He's good. He said he'd be here, so we'll see how that goes. Pascal just texted me. He's got another game to ref, and he'll try to be on. Oh, look who decided to join us tonight, Mister Blueberry himself. But that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. We got Buddha in the house. We got Steven in the house. What's going on, Steven? How are you, sir?
Took a late ride into LA, and of course, it's going to take me double the time to get back home. How exciting! Yeah.
Isn't
But
that
doing
always the
pretty
way
good. Yep, that's the way.
when
But
you
we're doing good out
when
here.
you
Blueberries rolling nice.
man,
That's a
you know you're gonna
military
have to
vehicle.
stop. Oh yeah, no, the Marines are out, bro. You guys are in it. You guys are the tip.
Uh, oh, what in the world? Yeah, they got a bunch. Alrighty then. I'm just gonna go home. That's what I'm gonna do.
Steven, Mr. Gambit's saying be careful, the freeways are blocked.
Yeah,
So be
the
aware of
yeah,
that.
what the 101? Yeah, the 101. The 405, I was okay. It was just just traffic. I don't think there was anybody blocking slash protesting or whatever. But I did see that other freeway completely jacked up. Um, but fortunately, my dad was like, "Nah, just forget it. It's not worth it. Stay home."
I have a mod wrench here, but not in Vinny's. I'll hang here where I am respected. The hell are you talking about?
Oh,
You got a mod wrench. He's not even showing up on my in the chat.
oh,
So
probably because he's coming through my. Maybe he went through my channel. I have
yeah.
to
So I don't want
when
to
I
hear
actually
nothing about
stop.
him not having a mod. I don't want to hear nothing about him
Look.
not having a mod wrench over here, buddy. Okay, Steve, over here,
All right.
buddy. Here's your
Uh,
wrench. Here's your mod wrench. Damn it. Yeah, man. You guys got some action. We could talk about that in a little bit. Let's try to
I
push
mean,
through what we got going on here first. Um, Mr. Buddha, you there, buddy? Are you out on the road? What are you doing?
Yes, sir. We is here, bro.
Yeah,
He
well, it's
is
good to hear
here
your voice.
reporting live from the middle of the desert.
Well, you got to hide. I mean, you got to go somewhere. Nobody
Gotta
caught
go
that joke.
somewhere, make
Nobody.
this money count.
Hell yeah, it's all about making that money, Buddha. So, Buddha, we're going to talk with Steven first a little bit about the new Lyft thing that's going on. I got to go find the. I'm going to go and find the email because obviously I didn't get it. I don't use any of that stuff.
no,
But
that's what I was telling
he
you. Nobody will get it unless they already qualify for it. So you won't. Nobody will
well,
see it.
Lyft dropped two bombs today. They also
Okay.
dropped the bomb. They also dropped the bomb on a mild threat or warning. Take it how you will. That if you use a third party app like Maestro, Grigwise, whatever,
Oh, I
you
heard
you
about
could
that.
be you could be deactivated because you're
Yep.
violating terms of service. So
Right.
let's start with the first thing first. You want to talk about your 5% raise you're getting from Lyft?
Right. So it looks like certain areas, certain counties will be getting a 5% increase in pay if they are using, they have their vehicle registered commercially and they have their own commercial insurance. Obviously, most people aren't going to be doing it. And the funny thing is, I mean, the amount that they're offering is so tiny in comparison to Uber. Most people don't even, after they go through the whole process of becoming commercial, They don't even think about Lyft. It's just not worth the hassle. None of their pay, either whether it's for the black rides, the black SUV, um, or even here now with basic rides and getting this bonus pay. It's not worth it. So um, they're not registering for this thing. But Lyft is trying to do something to answer to the fact that Uber is providing extra payment for commercial accounts. So so Silver Fox is saying 10% in LA. So yep, 100%.
I mean, when you first told me about this today, I was like, that has got to be the dumbest shit any of these rideshare companies have managed to throw at the wall yet. And that's saying a lot because they've done some dumb shit.
I mean, it's a mixed bag. It depends which. I mean, looking at this compared to Uber, I mean, Uber can be extremely advantageous for people, but Lyft, this is I mean, 10%. What do you get? Only black drivers are really going to see much of a difference on their rides at 10%. And on top of
And
it, it's on the base fare. It's not, so it doesn't count any of your other little bonuses.
Oh, that's another
bro,
big caveat. It doesn't count for turbos. It doesn't count for anything else. It's all for the base fare.
it's awfully funny because 10% is 10 cents on the dollar. And if you're running a Lyft basic ride and you got commercial insurance, and now on that five, and they give you a $5 ride, right? You get a $5 ride. Lyft's charging $12 to $15. They're taking $5 of that $12 to $15 for commercial insurance, but they're only going to give you 50 cents out of that $5 that they're taking for commercial insurance. Like, I don't know. Am I wrong? Is my math messed up here?
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, no, to me, it sounds absolutely ridiculous. Why would you even consider going to get your own commercial insurance for a 10% increase in pay? You couldn't,
Bro,
how much driving would you have to do to even, I can't imagine you ever being able to make up the difference. I mean, just looking at my own commercial insurance, that's liability for my vehicle. You're talking, mine's 8 to 9 thousand for the year. How does that help with anything? I'm not seeing an advantage there.
you
It's
know
a
what?
it's a big it's a big fuck you. That's what it is.
What was that, Buddha? We didn't hear that before we get banned off YouTube. What was that?
It's a big middle finger to every livery driver that wants to better themselves to pivot into the right share game that's a little bit more than just X and comfort and XL, you know what I'm saying? And then they see that bullshit from Lyft and it's like why even that's just goes to show you why even bother with Lyft sometimes, you know? I mean, I get it, get your money and shit, but fuck that.
It's such an insult that it's an insult. It's just a straight ass insult. And it's somebody who doesn't drive, who doesn't have to worry about
Eric,
uh
Eric is right. Look at what Eric wrote.
okay, let me get down there. By the way, shout out Rideshare Rodeo. He just gave out or gifted 5 Vinny Cuz. I still got memberships. Oh boy, here come the Cuz talks. The Cuz talks will be making a return. Bear Claw's pathetic. Drive by hello. Mr.
Hello.
Gambit. Yep, they started violating every driver with them. Bro, we're gonna get into that too tonight. The Lyft is just, dude. Lyft is not a serious company. I'm just gonna say that right now, up front. Lyft is not a serious company, but we'll get
They're the
into that.
flea market of rideshare, bro. If
Eric
that.
says -5% plus 5% equal. I'm trying to tell you, they
That's
see,
exactly what it is.
and that's the biggest thing, Stephen Buddha. That's the biggest
Anybody
thing.
else noticing lower fares on Lyft? Because I am.
What did I post it on, bro? Have you seen the post I did on X? hundred
Nah.
and twenty-two dollars in February, and 30 something dollars now. That's a
I just had a
60% fucking cut, bro.
I
That's
just had a
that's a,
hour-long ride, $17. Like, no.
They stopped the long. They stopped the long paying fare. The out of the way fare. You know that little thing that they had. The out of the
Yeah.
way pay.
Yeah,
They took that shit off. They even mentioned that they're gonna take it off, and they took it off.
that's sad.
bro.
It's
They're
disgraceful.
not a serious
It's like,
company,
oh, so
bro.
you don't want anybody to go to take the rides? Okay, just tell us. Just say that.
I
Lynn.
had today. I've been trying to get Lynn on. Oh, by the way, Steve, Rideshare Rodeo. Notice Lynn has a. She has
Oh
a
God.
wrench.
Don't take
So
don't
Lynn
take that
just
lying down,
Lynn.
Steve.
Wait. Lynn just sat up here. Oh, thank you, Steve. Vinny never gave me shit. You see that? But she has a wrench. You see what I'm saying? I tell you, boy, people forget them little things. The entitled ass Lyft drivers. I don't want to hear it.
Oh my god.
Very entitled. Very entitled.
We have a thing on our soundboard that has David Richards saying, "Hey earners, we have a new way to earn. It's get a real fucking job."
Josh,
Well, now,
who is gonna be on the panel?
Bro, you
Who's
don't know
Lynn
who
talking?
Josh is, bro? Josh is the homie, bro. Straight homie.
Nope, don't know.
He's
let's
a
see.
maximal homie.
So, so
Mm.
I've told Lynn anytime she wants to come on the panel, she is more than welcome to come
Oh,
on the
she's asking
panel.
about Josh coming on the panel.
Okay, hold on. Now Josh is giving me shit. You know what? Today's gonna be a night of wrenches. Okay. Here, hold on.
Oh, this
Here we go.
Josh. Okay.
Shout out to SM Driver and the Phantom. What did he have? The
All
Titan or
right,
whatever.
there he is. There's one. There's one wrench. Okay, y'all want these damn wrenches, and we're gonna have a panel full of blue wrenches. Okay, who else wants a wrench? Buddha, you got a wrench, don't you, Buddha?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
Steven's got a wrench.
Yep, gotta have a
Okay, so now,
wrench.
all right, so Josh and Steve are now added to my wrenches.
I'm a big deal because I got
Um,
a wrench. Yeah.
San Francisco driver, my guy out there. To my surprise, Lyft has been giving me higher fares compared to Uber recently. Bro, you are
Where's Monk at?
the rarity. Huh?
I'm like, where's
I
our boy
was
Monk at? He can testify to that too. He's the R1S driver that we told you about.
okay. Well, he's got to come on the show if we want to talk about it. So, okay, so we know what's going on with Lyft there, but now we got to go to this other part, right? So I'm going to share my screen here because it's off Twitter. So, this is Sergio's thing. Let's see if this will show up. Now I know it's kind of tight there and small there, with the way I like them. But listen, I'm gonna read it to you. Okay.
Oh
Damn.
God.
Certain Lyft drivers y'all see what I did there, right? Y'all see what I did there,
Yeah.
right? Y'all see what I
Yeah.
did
Yep.
there, right?
Saw that. Yep. Yep.
At Lyft, customer obsession is our top priority. We have identified unusual behavior associated with your driver account. It looks like you may be using unauthorized third-party apps on the Lyft platform. Third-party tools are not secure and not allowed. Sharing your Lyft credentials. Now, when they said Lyft credentials, I mean, I did that for a while. Who did I have to share my Lyft credentials with? What the hell was the name of that app? You got me turned on to, Steven, the reservation
Aura.
app.
The Sketty.
Aura.
Sketty.
Mm.
Right? I did have to do that.
Mhm.
So I did that. Using unauthorized third-party applications is not permitted by Lyft's terms of service. And then it just goes on to say your account may be at a risk of deactivation. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about it. It doesn't go on to name any specific apps. It just says unauthorized third-party apps. So I guess the question
Right.
is: are there any third-party apps that are approved?
Gridwise,
Right.
Solo, um, Maestro that
Those
use
are approved.
those. Huh?
He said what apps are approved.
for third party use, I don't know, but some of those well, see, um, a buddy of mine in the Discord mentioned that he got that email, and I went to Maestro's, Discord, and everybody was freaking out, bro, asking for refunds, and they don't want to get deactivated. So I was like, you know what? Let me tell Sergio. So I emailed Sergio about it, and I told Sergio like, hey, bro, like, is this true? Like, this is crazy, because a lot of people rely on those third party apps. They pay 18.99 a month for them sometimes at the higher end, or free with gig YouTube. So um,
All right,
you
but
know,
let's just have a quick conversation. I really do want to have this conversation. I'm not for or against these apps that help drivers. I don't personally have a use for them. Right? Could they help me? I'm sure they probably could in some kind of way, especially now. But it, if it's against the terms of service, you really can't get mad, and none of these apps can get uh, approved, right? Then that's not true, Mr. Gambit. That's not true, Mr. Gambit. I beat Steven to the punch, mofo. Anyway, if they're not approved by Lyft and you are going into Lyft software, is Lyft wrong for trying to protect their intellectual property? Steven? Okay, what happened to Steven? He's silent. He went silent. He's
Yeah, I
muted.
mean, it comes back to the I'm not trying to fix rideshare. So I mean, hey, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna make their moves the way they make their moves. Um, to me, this comes back to them changing the way that reservations work in the first place, right? Uh, I think it's a disadvantage to those people that are trying to find the most efficient way to utilize the apps. I think it's purposefully uh, making it difficult for drivers. I mean, I guess that's the only way I could really express it.
But that's their job. Now I'm playing devil's advocate. Y'all don't come for me with no pitchforks, motherfuckers. Don't come at
Get
me.
them, get
I'm
them,
telling you,
get
don't come
them.
at me. I ain't in the mood. I done had my dinner. I'll go to sleep on you. Don't come at me. But if they're protecting their intellectual property, um, I I guess maybe
Is it
I could see
protection,
why.
or is it just manipulated?
do they
I think
even
it's
have
both.
intellectual
What
property
are
anyways
what
after they
what
copied
I'm saying
Uber's format?
when I say are they protecting it? What exact their intellectual property? What are they losing as far as their programming and everything like that? What are they losing from people being able to use APIs?
They're losing control of their app the way they designed it or intended it to work.
By screwing the driver
Well,
and the
listen, I'm not saying
passenger.
they ain't doing that. I'm not saying they ain't doing that. I didn't. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. I'm just saying. Maybe that's what it is. Look, we know what it is, y'all. Quit. Y'all don't get mad at me. Y'all know what it is. They don't want you, me, or anybody else to be able to game the system in a positive. They don't want us to have the 51.5% advantage. They want to maintain the 51.5% advantage. You get the casino reference. The casino always wins because they have that 1.5% advantage. By the way, Steve, I sent you an invite because he's telling me I'm absolutely, what is it? Actually, Vinny, yes, they are in the wrong. Independent contractors must be free and clear of the hiring entity and the tools they use to perform the work. Um,
Yes.
I want to think about that for a second. I want
It's
to think
like
about
it's
that for
like
a second.
it's like an
Hmm.
engineer using
It's
a
like telling you
calculator
I
at
can't.
work.
You can't use a nail gun. You have to use a hammer and nails
Yeah,
because that's what
pretty
everybody
much.
else is using. Just like
No,
It's
but
like
that's
another thing too. Like the guy that does the what do you call it?
Yeah, but you're talking about employees versus. So if you're an employee and your shop steward tells you to use a hammer and not a nail gun, then you got to use the hammer and not the nail gun. Doesn't matter
Right,
if it's easier or not as an
right.
employee. As an independent contractor, what Steve is talking about, he's saying that they don't have the right to tell us how to do the job, but they do anyway. You want to hear a good
Exactly.
case in
Well,
point?
because they don't got anybody stopping them from being able to manipulate. I mean,
Well, here's
so
the
if
thing
you,
though. Lyft cut out the ability to go outside of the app for your navigation. The only way you can now go outside of your app for navigation is if you physically open up the other app, whatever it is. It's Apple, Waze, Google Maps, whatever, Tesla Maps, whatever. You have to physically go put that address in. You can no longer just hit a button automatically. When I hit navigate, automatically go out like you do with Uber. But I don't see anybody, going after Lyft for that.
I mean, fortunately here in LA, I don't have, at least for me, I'm not having that problem yet. I had it for a bit, and then it turned out my phone settings was saying I was in a different region, so that's why it was locking me out. But as soon as I was able to put back that I was in Los Angeles, I got back access to all of Waze, Maps, whatever I want to use. So that's the only reason I'm not complaining about it, because that was pretty
All right.
frustrating.
So,
Somebody,
all right.
yeah.
I mean,
But
my
see
region
now,
is also Los Angeles, and I don't have those features either.
okay.
Well,
So Steve,
yours
and
is yeah. Go ahead.
go ahead. No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead. I'll get to
I was
Steve in a
just
minute.
no. I was saying, well, I mean, technically, you have yours set to Los Angeles, or you have it set
Yes.
to San Bernardino.
No, no, no. It's all Los Angeles.
Mm. Well, then I don't know.
All
Yeah,
right.
I don't know
So
what to tell you because Monk tried to do it. Monk is locked out of being able to use Maps too. So I don't know why my account. I'm not having that problem, but the region was controlling it for me, and then it came back.
The Richard loves you,
so
bro.
on Lyft, I it forces me to stay on their app unless I want to physically go through the process of taking the map, taking the address destination, and putting it into a third party app where we used not to have to do that. Now I didn't see anybody make no big stink about that. So now what's the difference of say using a Maximo and using a Google Maps? Can you take the ride and put it into Maximo and say, Maximo, is this a good ride? Isn't that the same thing?
It's just a tool that
I don't.
improves your efficiency. Now, but we understand that the API has access to more data than what we visually receive through the original app. And and
Oh,
obviously that's what they want to stop us from getting access to.
all right. So they can't tell us which map to use, which route to take. They damn sure try. This is why they are
Yep.
being pushed in many states to choose to follow IC law or make drivers employees. Watching 2026. It's going to be interesting because I tell you what, it, Lyft and Uber, DoorDash, they are if for nothing else, they are the very best at doing one thing. They are the very
Lobbying.
best of shooting first and asking questions later.
Ah. Mhm.
And what I mean by that is they will
Yep.
deactivate your ass on a whim and then make you jump through 19,000 hoops and ain't nobody in the office is giving a shit whether you email them or not about getting back on the app. That's all
Hmm.
I'm not an advocate for or against third party apps. Y'all do what you got to do, man. I ain't got no problem with that. If it makes you money, amen. But for me, I've never used them. That's why I'm playing the advocate here. This is why I'm asking. So okay. The last thing I want to get on Lyft is well, we can get into that later. Buddha.
Yep.
Hey Buddha, you got some budget shit to
Yeah.
talk about, don't you? You got put on the square. Now I don't know where Sergio is, but you're gonna have proof that you handled your business with this budget.
Well, yeah.
Uh
Yeah,
Gridwise is a
I wrote it
miles and
down.
earnings tracking, which is funny. Okay, so let's hear about it, bro. Let's hear about it.
Well, let me go back to my notes here.
So for those that don't know, the last time we were on the show, Sergio laid into Buddha, both on and off the air, and Uncle Richie laid into Buddha off the air. I thought it was a little rough, but you know what? Tough love is tough love sometimes. And but Buddha was challenged to come up with a weekly budget. And I think a lot of drivers need to do this. And when we get done with Buddha, then we're gonna go back to Steven real quick, and then I got a bomb to drop too. So let's go ahead, Buddha. The floor is yours, homie.
Well, for that week that we did it on was from the 26th to the 31st uh, of May. Yeah, of May. And then this is the stats for that month. The monthly income that I made was $2,997.91, and my monthly spending for that month was $2,394.09, and then for that week income or whatever, you know, it wasn't my strongest week, but every single day I try to work on it and not be lazy.
Right.
And then for that week, I made $669.33 for like a little bit of hours because I had to do a lot of stuff on certain days. Um,
Right.
you know that my thing is the spending aspect of stuff is like what they say, you're spending more than what you can have, and that's really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think of it as much because money goes in, I spend it, and I never see the negative because it's always I'm working every day, so money goes in there every day, right? Um, it's just that the more you look actually into the nitty gritty of stuff on the apps and calculating it out, see if it matches what you have on your bank account, right? Because sometimes you get a number, but you don't add the fees that it costs to transfer money or etc. to your bank account every day. And I do got a spending problem in the wrong places. I mean, a lot, like not even in the food department is not like one of the bigger ones. It was just me spending money on stupid shit. And thankfully I told myself, I went back and run the numbers of how much I was spending, and I was like, you
Hmm.
know what? If I don't stop it here, bro, I'm gonna go bad, dude. To the point where I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't even I don't even know how I was gonna pay for my car of how that addiction got to me, of spending money on stupid shit. And then eventually I stopped it, cut it out of my life, whatever that was. And that same week, and it felt weird, dude, to have a lot of money in my bank now instead of spending it. And I actually made my car payment on time and paid all my bills on time. So
Hmm.
don't let an addiction get to you, man. Whatever it is, addiction kills your profits. That's for sure.
It, spanking lootly. So
So are
all
you
you
saying
do is just
that
kind of
there's a benefit, yeah, to doing a budget? Is that what are you saying that it's a good thing?
Yeah, it's a good thing because the more you look into your bank, the more you feel like, you know what, I'm gonna have to follow, the 70/30/20, whatever that rule is. I
hmm.
found that out doing research of how to budget myself. One of those 70/30/20, spend 70% on your like your non-negotiables like your rent, car payment, insurance, whatever, and it can be whatever you make. Can like 70% has to go to that, 20% could go into like other shit, and then whatever. And
Right.
if you let it go out of control, bro. I even talked down with my dad, and he's gonna start a budget as well too, and cause once money comes in, money goes out, you don't know where it goes, you don't know how it benefited you sometimes, and like me, I canceled 20 subscriptions in the past month, in the well since that that
20,
that, that
20 subscriptions.
20 subscriptions. Um,
Holy shit, Buddha.
yeah, dude, and that was just like $10 here, $15 there, $10 here. Eventually, you add it
The
all up, bro, and it's
definition
like,
of nickel and diamond.
I was like, when you always get that pesky like 9.99 charge on your account that says Apple, you're like, fuck, what the fuck can it be or whatever, And
Right, 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 right.
I got this app called Rocket Money, and I canceled all of them through them, and that was it. Done. No more, bro. It's so refreshing that my account doesn't get hit every single fucking week or every other week, every other day with 20 subscriptions that equaled out to let me see right here,
Hmm. Holy
$782.22.
shit. That's what you were paying a month in subscriptions?
Apparently, yeah. And that's how much it
Holy
was taking
fuck.
out of every. And I kind of find out some of them worked for years. Apparently, it was years of years of taking them out of my wallet, and I didn't even know till you guys opened my eyes to really see where my money is going. And yeah,
It's a big deal when you start tracking that bread, man. It's a big deal. And when you're young, sometimes you don't realize it. You know what I'm saying? You just don't realize that, because you're outside of you call them non-negotiables. I call them your fixed costs, your rent, your car payment, car insurance, whatever. The shit that don't change. That's every
yeah,
month,
yeah,
right? That's your fixed cost, right?
exactly.
And then it's like, okay, I know I got my, $500 car payment we got to get done, and I got to put 300 for insurance. But after that, it's like, oh, I got that covered. All right, let me go on down the street here. Let me go hit the sneaker shop, or maybe I want to get a new yoke for my car, or whatever the deal is, man. Whatever it is. Maybe
Yeah.
Steven will order 12 porn movies off his cable instead of 10. You just don't know. You see that look on his face? You know he's guilty, bro. You know he's guilty.
Oh,
I've got a whole
nah,
wife.
I'm
man.
I'm
joking.
good. I'm good. I've
I'm
got a whole
joking,
wife.
Steven. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah,
But all
man.
right,
It's no joke.
so you
It's no
found
joke.
$700+ in the first month just in subscriptions.
Yes, sir.
Damn, bro. Do you
Not
realize that's most people's car payment?
that's damn near my car payment, bro. You know, uh,
Yeah,
in certain cities, that's somebody's rent, bro.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes, and
100%.
that was just me fucking off $700 every month for no reason.
Yeah. And
Um,
especially if you're not using them. Okay. So what about and this is the one that Uncle Richie always gets on me about. And I did it one day last week, and this week I haven't. Well, I was out all day Tuesday, but I didn't do it. Instead of stopping and picking up something to drink every couple hours or whatever, just pack a cooler. Just pack a cooler. So I
Yep, I'm
get
a
a bottle
big
of water and
fan.
my
Have a couple
or
of
my three four
sandwiches.
little,
Because the
yeah, pack a
problem is
cooler.
when you're hungry, when you're hungry, you make bad decisions. But if you prepare, man,
mm,
what is it? An ounce, what's it called? An ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure.
Oh
You
yeah.
pack
Oh
yourself a
yeah.
couple of
jeez.
sandwiches and have a little drink. some cold water, it's a lot harder to be like, oh man, I gotta have that sandwich. I gotta have those fries. I gotta have a drink. Go buy a soda.
That's not what's her name told me? Jess. If you guys don't know Jess, right? Jess from the
Yeah.
Rideshare radio Discord. She told me she said something crazy, bro, and then it hit me. It hit me like a truck. Don't eat. What she say? Something like, "Don't eat for entertainment" or something like that, or like, just because you're bored, you eat. Don't
Oh
or
well,
something
yeah.
like that.
Some people do that. Yeah, some
Like
people do that.
I
They
do
eat
that
when they get
too. You
bored. They
know,
eat.
I do that shit. You know, like
So let's see. Scott says I just canceled my 7-Eleven membership. They gave
fuck
me
off,
half off
Scott.
on old pizza. You know what? God damn it, Scott. God damn it.
Fuck off,
Lynn
Scott.
says.
I'm flipping you off virtually.
Lynn says when's Buddha's financial channel? Well, I mean Buddha
Don't
shouldn't
ever
have the
follow
video about
that.
this.
Don't ever follow that. Bro. If you want a financial
No,
channel,
but what
follow
you
Sergio,
but a video about what you're talking about right now would be pretty good. I think it would be pretty good. Buddha and Dave Ramsey. Listen, bro, I'm still out on Dave Ramsey. I mean, I understand the logic. I get it. But I mean, you got to live too. And so, depends on, I guess, depends on. It kills me when he says he told somebody, you don't have an expense problem, you got an income problem. And to me, to tell somebody
Talk
they have
about
an
it.
income problem, but wait a minute, but when you tell somebody they got an income problem, I just think it's jacked up to say that because you don't know their situation. Maybe that's all that's available to them. It's the same thing with like Lyft, and I mean with like Rideshare or the gig apps. Sometimes it's all that's available to you, right? Like everybody jokes about, oh, go get a real job, this, that, and the other, bro. Well, first of all, this is a real job. Second of all, maybe that's all that's available for whatever reason. Could be the city you live in, could be the skill set that you have. Now you can always acquire new skills, but that's my problem with Dave Ramsey's when he said that. I just kind of thought, this guy's a smart guy. He's an influential and smart guy. He could have said that better. That's like Dara. Dara loves calling drivers earners. We're not partners. We're not drivers. We're fucking scum of the earth earners when it comes to Uber and Dara. And it's disrespectful. So I don't know. I don't know about Buddha and Dave Ramsey. I mean, we can find somebody else for Buddha. Anyway,
Sergio Obedient.
there you go. There you go. The Buddha and Sergio show. How Sergio got now? Listen, he texted me. I sent him the link. I expect him to come here, but I think this is also the time that he runs his finance channel. So I think starting on Tuesdays, I'm going to run. Steven and I are going to run a crypto show at the same time as a rideshare guy. Oh, look who
Oh
showed
Lord.
up! Look who showed up now.
Where's my budget?
Just when I started talking shit about you, Sergio. God damn it!
Go right ahead.
You just missed it. You just missed it.
Okay.
You want to
where's my
recap,
budget?
Buddha? You want to tell him the? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Where's
Buddha.
my budget, Buddha?
I have it right here.
Okay.
Well, as I said, um, I made $2,997.91 for this month. Well, no, not this month. Last month, right? And then the spending, I spent $2,394.09.
Okay.
And then for that week, I made a total that we're supposed to be on. I made $669.33. That's because I took 2-3 days off to plan something for something for a party.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Um, I
Did you
figured
say?
out a bunch of stuff where I was telling everybody that I found out that I had 700 something dollars in subscriptions that I just deleted out of my account, and no more charging me 10, 15 there, 10 there, 25 there, you know. So
Okay.
one of them was for $69.99 subscription every month, and I don't even know what it was for.
Okay.
And
Ooh.
Okay. So $3,000. Did you say a month or a week? Week. Month.
month, yeah.
Okay. Usually you do better, right?
Yeah, I do better. It's just that, I just pay my bills and then I fuck off.
Okay. Does that include all your living expenses as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So what did you do with that 600 and some dollars that you had left over?
Just saved it. I'm not
Okay.
spending it.
Did you invest?
Uh, I've got that AT&T that Richie was telling me about.
Yeah.
I put $100 into that and 20
Okay.
bucks into
Okay, there you
Bitcoin.
go. Little
But
dividend stock. Nothing wrong with that.
How old are you?
yeah, and then I got some SoFi too.
How old are you?
27.
Okay. Forget about dividend bullshit.
Oh God, here we go. Here
Yeah.
we go.
Without
Go
being
ahead, Sergio.
financial or trading advice, not
Hold on,
NFA.
hold on. Wait, stop. Let me change it. Okay, go ahead. I had to change the banner.
Okay. NFA, not financial advice. You're 27. You need to be in very aggressive, if not equities, individual equities. That's very difficult to keep track of
Yeah,
unless you want to learn, which I highly recommend you do. You read, you learn, you educate yourself. As much as
yeah.
you come halfway close to as much as you know about rideshare to investing, then I think and it'll take some time with patience because you didn't become a great rideshare driver without patience.
Yeah,
It will
exactly.
it will have its ups and downs, but there's something called DCA, dollar cost average. So find
Yeah,
yourself either you have a brokerage account, I'm sure, Robinhood or whatever,
yeah,
and you find yourself a couple of very aggressive growth mutual funds. And by the way, they will all perform what the market's going to do anyway. They can hardly beat the market. So my suggestion is put DCA into SPX, which is S&P 500, or DCA into Triple Q, or preferably both.
yeah,
And DCA also into IWM, which is the Russell 2000. So you have it the whole thing covered. These are the
yeah,
symbols. These are the symbols. You can buy those with no cost. They're very low cost.
yeah.
And out of that $600
Sergio,
that you have left over, I would highly
Ser,
say $100 on each one every month.
Okay,
And then
now
if you
Sergio,
have a banger
just
month, then put 200 each month.
okay.
And and then have a few hundred left. And every, like, let's say the first of the month, automatically, just don't even think what the price is. Don't even look at it. Don't look
Just
at your
buy it, yeah.
statements. Don't look at your statements. Don't be
mm-hmm.
involved. Don't listen to the news. Don't just not cancellation, noise cancellation.
Yeah.
And by the time you're an older man, you will thank me for it. So that's what I.
Sergio, real
For
quick.
sure.
Sergio, real quick for everybody that's viewing, they might not know what an ETF or SPX, triple Qs, and
Oh,
IMF,
okay.
all that is. Because
Yeah.
you could just give a really simple definition for everybody that's watching.
Okay. Yep. I agree. I apologies. So I speak in acronyms because I think the other side knows what I'm saying, which is my fault. So DCA stands for dollar cost averaging, meaning you at the same time of each month, you are buying the same underlying either equity, meaning stock, or ETF. ETF stands for exchange traded funds. They're massive. It's part of something called passive investing. There is active investing and there is passive investing. Active investing is actively trading stocks, like what I do, but I also have an investment account that is long-term, which I try to stay for or expose myself to long-term capital gains tax structure as opposed to short-term capital gain, because trading is fun. Trading could make you a lot of money, lose a lot of money, but you're taxed at your ordinary income rates, which is, in my case, in California, is probably 45 to 50%. So trading is fun. You can make a lot more or a lot less or lose a lot. But investing is something completely different. So what I would recommend to you, Buddha, is have two separate accounts. One investment account that you dollar cost average first of the month, $100 into 3 ETFs. ETFs are exchange traded funds. So S&P 500 is the 500 largest capitalization companies in the United States. So you invest in that. The symbol for that is SPY, the ticker symbol. So whatever it is, so you're doing $100 a month, not 100 shares. So this month, let's say SPY is $500 a share. You're going to buy 2 shares. And you're going to also reinvest your dividends, because it does kick out a 2-3% dividend also. So these are all easy setups on your Robinhood or Schwab or whatever brokerage platform you're using. And then you're going to do $100 in QQQ. QQQ stands for NASDAQ 100. NASDAQ 100 is the 100 top IT high-tech companies in the United States, which includes obviously the Magnificent Seven, which is Apple and Google and Amazon and all these wonderful NVIDIA, all these companies. So you put $100 in there every month. And then the last one is something called IWM. It is the ticker symbol for Russell 2000. Those are more small there's 2,000 companies that make up that index, and you buy $100 worth of that at whatever price. The reason it's called dollar cost averaging is because if it goes down, like we had a swoon 6 weeks ago, if you had bought it then, you would have bought it at a lower price. This month, you would have bought it at a higher price because we rallied. Next month, you may buy it at a lower price. It does not matter. Over long periods of time, passive investing and DCAing beats active trading. It beats its pants off. Now, there's people who trade actively and who are very successful at it. But if you're going to do that, so there are a lot of people who are after the quick buck. My rule of thumb when it comes to that is, let's say in 2023 and 2024, S&P 500 went up about 24 to 25% each year. Each year. Is that the norm? No, that's not the norm. The norm is about 9 to 11% dividends reinvested. There'll be down years, there'll be up years, but if you look at a graph of S&P 500 going back 100 years, no asset class, oil, gold is catching up. The only asset class that has done better than the S&P 500, but it doesn't have a long history, about 12, 15 years, is Bitcoin. But if you look at long periods of time, yes, you have recessions. Yes, you have black swan events like COVID, and you have all these things, wars, whatever, recessions, whatever. Over long periods of time, and when I say long, 10, 15, 20 years, and since you're only 27, Buddha, you have a long life ahead of you. You will be wonderfully set up. And this is outside your, if you get a job one day, 401k, personal retirement account, Roth IRA. You can open a Roth IRA because you're an independent contractor. You can do that, start saving tax-free money. Well, none of this is going to pay tax until you liquidate it, and you're not going to liquidate it. You're not going to touch it. You're not going to look at it. So I think I explained all the acronyms.
Yeah, don't touch it till you're like 50, 60 years old.
There you go. So that's the SPY. Going back, I don't know. I guess the print is too small. And TR
October
says,
22nd.
"Get your ass on the road and start driving, sir." Who is TR? Do I know TR? No, I don't know TR.
I have no idea who that is.
Okay. I drive when I want to drive, sir, because I can afford to drive when I want to drive. Okay. So long story short. So if you had this is 1 year, Vinny?
That's a weekly for a 2-year run. Here's the cues.
Okay. Put like a 10-year one or what? Yeah, 10-year one.
Michael said, Buddha, your baseline expenses are likely around 2,000, so you'll need to be much higher if you want to create a nest fund.
Give me a minute, Sergio. I'll get it up there for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. So what are we in now? 25. So there's 2015 at the edge.
It's close enough. Okay. So
here's 2015 at the edge.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so look at this, Buddha. You can see that, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so the next 10 years, the picture is not going to be that much different. Yes, you will have these foot swoons and whatever's, but over long periods of time, the market does extremely well. And so I have one of my mentors had said something to me initially. He said, Sergio, timing the market, time in the market is a lot more valuable than timing the market. A lot of people say, I want to buy low, I want to sell high, I want to have the adrenaline rush. And yeah, you can do that. You can dick around with, a few dollars if you want. You can hit a lottery ticket or whatever, which doesn't happen that often, but whatever. But over long periods of time, you should create generational wealth for yourself by investing, not trading. And if you are trading, your rule of thumb should be, if the S&P 500 did 25% this year, you better be doubling that or tripling that, or you're wasting your time, because your tax rates are going to be higher. And obviously there's downside risk, a lot higher downside risk. So if you want to trade, you can trade. But in order to trade, you need a lot of education, a lot of tools, and
a lot of patience.
A lot of patience, and you're against guys like me, and I'm against guys like them. So to me is like, I'm looking to eat somebody's lunch before their breakfast, and some big guy is looking to eat my lunch before my breakfast. But
yes, sir.
Over long periods of time, you gain experience, and then but DCAing is no brainer. First of the month, $100, $100. Next month again, $100, $100. If you have money left over, do the same thing, maybe to a lesser degree, maybe with $50, to a lesser degree with Bitcoin. But you got to start doing that. And I'm glad you found all these ridiculous subscriptions, which
dude.
I believe.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I believe it. So I'm glad you canceled all of it. And that's a lot of money. That's like your investing money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I thought maybe because I ate once or twice out or whatever, that was gonna be the highest expense. But no, the subscriptions was the highest. Plus, obviously during that week that we're talking about the other thing that I was spending my money on.
Yeah.
That $1,700, bro.
Well, you said 700.
Money.
Did you say 700 or 1,700?
1,700.
So 1,700 of the 2,000 expenses went to subscriptions?
No. No.
Oh.
It went to that stupid thing I was talking to you about.
Oh. I don't know. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mention what it is, but we're just saying.
Okay. So that's a low end month for you anyway. So I'm sure next month will be better. Next month will be better. So when you have a banger month, double up on these investments, right? There's no rule of thumb that says I can only do this. But always have, outside that, also start creating yourself a rainy day fund, right? That's like you put it in liquid assets. You don't want to be forced liquidated. So you want to put it in some money market, like Robinhood has a 4% APR going now. You can collect that. but that's ready cash that you can spend if you have an emergency or if you have something that goes wrong with the car or whatever. So
Yeah, I've been told that
start,
at least 6 months of a rainy day fund
yeah.
working
Now that
towards it
look,
would
but
be
now that you
nice.
have figured out a budget on your expenditures, now start figuring out a budget on investing, right? So
Yeah, of
um,
course.
just for the subscriptions alone, you can take half that money and start investing immediately, right? So
Yeah.
and don't be short-term oriented, right? Don't think, oh my God, this is not going anywhere. It's like watching paint dry. Don't worry about it. Come back to me. I won't be alive probably in 20 years, but you come back to me and talk to me, in 10 years, 15, 20 years, you'll be like, Serge, man, that's the best thing I could have done for myself. And,
Yes, sir.
look, you're going to have a family one day. You want some money, financial
Yeah.
independence, financial freedom. You're not going to live with your parents forever. So all these things you need to start thinking about. And, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I got you, bro. Good,
all right, cool.
good looking out though. Good looking out for real. Because if you wouldn't have told me nothing or mentioned it on Twitter, and now I would have kept paying 700 plus on stupid stuff, and would have never dialed in and really looked what are
Yeah.
my budget, my income to debt ratio, all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, all these things, right? You want to buy a new car, you need to start building credit, and you want to buy a house one day, you want to get married one day. For all that shit, you need money, man. Okay. Like I said, your parents are not going to live forever, and you're not going to live with your parents forever. So,
Yup.
and my point to all of this is I'm glad you did it. A little tough love was necessary.
No, trust me. From you and Richie, I got it for sure.
I don't know who Richie is.
Steven, you hear this shit? You hear this shit?
Yeah, this
Come
kumbaya stuff.
on. Come on, bro. Vinny,
Kumbaya, my
yeah.
lord. Group
You know,
hug.
you know,
Group hug.
you
Come
know,
on, put them up.
Hey,
Group
man.
hug. Group
group
hug.
hug,
See,
group hug.
Sergio. See that, Steven? You and me, we're doing a group hug, and Sergio's like, I don't hug
Fuck
guys.
is wrong with you
You're not
people,
my
man?
No, bro. I mean,
I'm gonna go protest
everybody,
any second. Actually, I'm going down to Panorama City to protest. No, I'm not.
I was like Panorama City. It was like, whoa.
Panorama City's like
that's only
crazy, bro.
6 miles away from me. Actually.
Yeah, it's what probably 5-10 minutes from me. Yeah.
Wait,
So
Panorama City's up in the valley?
Yeah.
Of course it is. Literally,
I was born in Panorama City.
10 minutes
I
from
thought
my
it was
house.
down. I thought it was down there.
I was
So
born in
like
the Kaiser in
Central.
Panorama City. What kind of? Oh my God! You don't even know the valley.
Yeah,
I'm not a valley girl or a valley boy. What
Is
you guys
this
call
Scott
it?
Robinson, the same Scott Robinson?
Yeah, it's the same Scott Robinson.
the
Of course,
infamous.
Scott Robinson emailed me today, so I'm just making sure it's the same Scott Robinson.
Yeah, it's the same Scott.
Scotty too hottie, baby. Scotty too hottie.
Hey, Scott, you need to start investing. Everybody needs to invest in America.
Scott invests.
Speaking of which,
no politics
I shouldn't
today.
do this, but I'm
no politics.
Well, maybe I don't know yet. I might.
No,
I don't know. You
no,
never know.
No,
bro.
No politics today.
Calm down, Sergio. Calm down, Sergio. So there it is.
Oh, there's that. What is that? That's a Tesla.
That's that is the newest edition. That is Cuz.
Oh, you bought
Everybody
it?
who knows me knows I name. Everybody who knows me knows I name my cars, and I'm naming this one Cuz. K-U-Z.
Did you buy it?
It's the perfect name.
Did you buy it?
It's done. Yep. How many times I got to say yep?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Right?
Yes.
His car looks like it has PPF, right, Franklin? Jeez.
Nice. What year is it?
That's 2022.
Okay.
It's got 23,000 miles on it.
Good.
It is the performance, which is probably not the right car for a full-time 100-hour a week Uber driver, but for what I do, it'll be fine.
No, for
if you're buying it cheap,
it'll be fine.
Not that you should buy
what
a
I
car
got it
for
for,
rideshare, but I'm just telling the people
never buy a
that
car
you
for
should
rideshare.
buy a car for rideshare. But
That's right.
If you're buying a Tesla, either get the LFP battery or get the dual motor. You don't want the performance because the performance will eat away at your range.
So far in the first few days that I've had it, I've noticed about a 35 mile range difference so far. And I'm still in chill mode, but I mean the car, even in chill mode, man, the car does ride stronger.
Is it silver?
And that was the word I was trying to find, stronger. It is a silver metallic.
It's more aggressive, I would say.
Black. Oh yeah, the car.
Did
Steven
you
almost
check
killed me in his.
Mine's sitting there collecting dust right now.
Yeah, Steven almost killed me at Coachella in his stupid Panda.
Did you check if this has a Generation 3 or Generation 4 hardware package?
3.
Yeah.
It's 3.
No, it's a Gen 3 hardware. They do
Okay.
have the upgrade if I decide to go that route.
That's too
Sometime
expensive,
next week I'll
Yeah.
no, it's like $1,500.
Yeah, you
So I
don't
guess
need
it depends. I guess it depends on what you're trying to do. It all comes down to what you're trying to do. If you're going to be in the city with robo taxi, then maybe you go for it. If you're not, then you really don't need it.
Oh boy, here goes Robotaxi.
Well, that's
Nope.
It's reality. It's something we have to deal with. So I don't know what you.
But I wanted to.
Okay, so-
I haven't done. I know somebody. Go ahead.
$1 million question. Michael says, how much for the Tesla?
This
If-
one
if you
before
don't mind.
taxes and everything. No, I don't mind. This one before
Pretty
taxes
good
and everything
stuff.
was 29.
That's
29K.
Pretty good deal.
What is it in the miles?
23K.
Did you buy it from a private owner or where'd you buy it from?
No. I went through a dealer.
Okay. All right.
I went through a dealer, and I, you know what? I'm going to shout out. Not that I normally do this, but I'm going to shout out the young man over at, if you're in South Florida market, Tangent. He's new, so he was nervous like a mofo because I got this car down. I roughly got it down $4,500 off the price.
Nice.
I was able to negotiate $4,500 off the price.
How's the insurance?
But Tangent was, bro. The insurance is cheap for me.
Really?
But I'm also, I mean, it's $1,000 every 6 months, full coverage, bumper to bumper, with
That's
gas.
great. Is it through Tesla?
No, Progressive.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you probably have like
I went to-
multi-card discount and this and that kind of thing. So.
No, because the other car is through Geico.
Oh, why didn't you put this in Geico?
Because when I was trying to get a hold of Geico, they kept pushing me through their fucking automated service, and I got pissed off. And the guy was like, "Bro, I bet you we can get you a better price." Okay,
Yeah.
Yep.
let's see.
Yeah. See what people don't do enough.
They came back with that price.
What people
Bro,
don't do.
It's a difference.
Yeah, what people don't do enough is shop when it comes shop their insurance every year or two. You need to shop your insurance every year or two and see what you can get comparable to another company because they literally study this about drivers. They will stick to the same company for years and years and years once they've got you on lock. So they get you on lock on the first year. If you keep them for 3 years, they assume they're going to keep you forever.
Yeah.
So they don't. Why offer you an incentive?
My insurance just went up a little bit more because we bought an EV and we didn't buy a Tesla.
Wait, you didn't tell me this. What'd you
Which
get?
one did you get?
Oh, I bought. Okay. Well, so I mean, it's not a Tesla, but
fine.
the deal was such that I was like, I honestly cannot go eat sushi for that. So, long story short, my wife was at Costco. We live at Costco. She was like walking by, and we have a dealership here called Rydell Chevy, and there was a representative there, and he goes, "Are you in the market for a car? Whatever." I wasn't even there, and she was like, "I may be, but we have already 3 cars." So I'm like, "It's enough," and all Kias, by the way, all gas. So she goes, "Well, you can get like $1,500 Costco discount on top of everything else." And she threw her a deal. All right, here's the deal. Let's see what you guys think. Car's definitely going back. It's not the point. But zero down, zero down. A Chevy Equinox EV, 320-mile range.
Okay.
Look at the picture. Put the picture up, Vinny. A 2025 Chevy Equinox EV.
All right. I got to go find it. Hold on.
Yeah. And no down. 2 years. 2-year lease. 15,000 miles a year, including tax, $249 a month.
Ooh, god dang, that's cheap.
Residual on this car is $42,000. Residual is $32,000 on the car with the 7,500 EV credit, 1,500 Costco credit, including tax, $249 a month. And so she said, "Should we get it?" I go, "How much is it?" She goes, $250 a month. I go, "They're pulling your leg. Something's wrong with that picture because a $40,000 car cannot be fucking $250. She goes, "No, it's $250." And then we bought the car within an hour and brought it home. So we have a charger anyway, home charger, and it has the 90 kilowatt battery. And
there you go.
The car.
This is it.
That's the one.
You can't beat that price. That price is ridiculously good. And then the amount of money you're going to save on fuel, the amount of money you're going to save on fuel is just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people truly understand. They don't understand the fuel, man.
Oh.
And all right, Melvin, who is a Chevy dealer.
I got a Chevy Equinox.
I got a Chevy Equinox
EV, 1,800 for 2 years. There you go. See,
well, he works at a Chevy dealership.
Yeah. No, I mean, 250 for me.
Oh, God, here's Scott.
What's that? I know. So black on black is the one we got. And this thing has pretty much everything you need in it. It has a beautiful screen inside, whatever. It's not a Tesla, obviously. However, for 250, honestly, the other night, embarrassing to say, we went out to sushi, the family, 4 of us. It was $240. And I was like, fuck this shit. And so I'm like, it's like fucking, yeah, you go.
At least it's not as bad as Nobu. Goodness.
No, Nobu is, I wouldn't. He burned down now, so fuck Nobu.
No, the other one.
Oh, the one in Malibu burned down.
I didn't know that. Okay, yeah.
They need to go ahead and take all those damn Nobus out.
It's like roomy.
Wasted so much money. Anyway.
Anyway, so there you go. That's the car.
It is a nice looking car. I agree. It's a beautiful looking car. Well, I won't say beautiful. It's a good looking car.
It's a steal.
You can probably do Uber Black with that car. Just like the
I'm not going to drive Uber. I'm not going to drive Uber with that car. What we're going to do is my son is about to get his license as well. So now we need 4 cars. My insurance is through the roof.
Yeah, because how old is your son?
Have him do like my dad did. He said, get your car and pay your own insurance.
State Farm goes, oh,
they're getting you on that insurance.
Yeah, well, one 17-year-old driver, one 21-year-old driver. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen, bro. I had them 2 years apart. Bang, bang, bang. I don't have no sympathy for you. I already got
home insurance.
I ain't got no sympathy for you. It's not my fault. You waited till you wait. It's not my fault. You waited to be a senior citizen to have kids. That's all I'm going to say. If you'd had them young in the 90s, you'd have paid 2,000 insurance rates. I'm messing with you, Sergio. I'm messing with you, buddy.
No,
by the way, real quick, pause.
This guy has all my insurances for the last 20 years. So I am going to start shopping. I'm going to fire his ass. He has my homeowner's insurance. He has my fire insurance.
If you have a financial advisor, they should be telling you to shop rates.
No, I'm going to go shop now. I'm going to go to Lemonade. I'm going to go to all these AI.
Not financial advice, by the way. Just disclaimer. Yeah.
No.
You see at the bottom.
All right, hold on, guys. I gotta take a pause for the cause. Y'all hit those buttons. We need the help.
Yeah. So Melvin said 1,800 for two years. That's fucking unbelievable. How can you beat that?
It's a one-time pay, though. He's saying.
But there was one that was $99 a month for the same car, but then I don't like when I'm leasing a car. Why would I fucking put money down? It was $3,500 down, $99 a month. It comes to the same thing, basically, same shit.
Yeah, it's just.
I was like, no, $250 is like a steal for that car.
Numbers.
I was like, my wife brought it home. I'm like, this is the car? It won't even fit in the garage. I go, what the fuck? And it's a big car. It's not a small car. I love the car. It drives nice. And charger is ready. 220 charger at home. Plug it in. Range is good.
Now, do you have your insurance company or your electric company? Do they offer you a monthly deal, like an unlimited? Like here in Florida,
no.
Florida Power and Light, we have unlimited. It's $35 a month, unlimited nights and weekends charging.
No, we don't have that. But what we have is we have tiers in California. Tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the fuck it is.
Yep.
I figured the best time is like from 11 p.m. to like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. maybe the most. And that's what we charge. But they did pay for the installation of, because my wife had a couple of EVs before. That's why we have the charger at home. And they did pay for the installation, which was like $500 or some shit like that, whatever it was. And so, yeah.
So somebody earlier asked me, where my videos have been. Apologies. I just been a lot of what I've been going through, and Steven's aware of this. A lot of decompression, a lot of decompression over the last couple of days. My wife has been an absolute champ, like the all-star, bro, the all-star without question. So we're going to get back on the videos here shortly. It'll all be coming through. We'll start doing our morning show. We're going to get everything right, because I got to tell you,
what happened with your situation?
So we're still waiting on the title.
What happened with the other guy's situation?
It's positive. I don't want to say too much unless he tells me to, but it's good. He was able to talk to Uber and get cleared up what needed to be cleared up.
He didn't fucking tell me that.
Yeah, well, it's not finished yet, so
okay, but it's going in the right direction.
It's going in the right direction.
I'm glad.
Who
was that? I forgot.
That was Silver Fox. Yeah,
Silver Fox, you owe me lunch.
Oh well, he didn't get in. He got in contact with Uber through the hub. He didn't go through. So your people never got back in contact with him. So,
Uber. Okay. All right.
He's handling it, but he found out the information I needed so that it'll streamline my process too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but basically, it's just unfortunately they advertised this whole thing, and they gave people no real tools to actually be able to use it. And only certain people got invites to the program. That's what happened.
You've been, Well, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it'll work out.
Oh yeah. It's not going to be a problem. We'll be able to get in. It's just, that's how they did it. But now he's in the program. He already uploaded his docs. We're just waiting for him to get finalized, and he'll be good to go. But for me, for the people that are wondering where I am in my whole process with my commercial insurance and all that stuff, I am still waiting for my title so I can go into the DMV and switch to commercial registration. Once I have that, it'll take like roughly 3 to 5 days for me to get my Public Utilities Commission, my TCP number for my vehicle, which I guess I already have the number, but whatever. But to be fully registered. And then from there, I'll have to wait about a week for Uber to finish onboarding me.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Scott is...
Scott is always on one. Scott is on one every time. That's why I love him. He's always got jokes. He's got corny humor, man. It ain't personal.
No.
I mean, listen, I just think that, along the lines of the budget and everything like that, I don't buy it for rideshare, but if you can reduce your expenses with, I don't know how hard rates are getting hit out there on y'all side of the coast, but down here in South Florida, listen, I can no longer take Lyft as a serious company. Lyft is not a serious company. I don't give a shit. It's not a serious company. $12 an hour rate, $14 an hour rates today. I must have turned down, because now with this car, I lose Uber Black. It wouldn't have mattered what color the car was. After March 31st, no more Model Ys for Lyft Black.
Okay.
Plus, it wouldn't matter what car it was. It was after March 31st, I was going to lose Lyft Black. So what happens is when I uploaded the documents for the new car, now instead of separating out, and it's funny how Lyft does this. When it was extra comfort and black, they were considered premier ride types. Now that I no longer have Lyft Black, now all of them are in the same group. I can't separate Lyft, shared, extra comfort, and green. It's all one ride type.
Wow. Okay.
So today I was like, okay, you know what? This is really slow today, like really slow. Let me turn on Lyft and let me see. Bro, I must have turned down 12, 13 rides, trips. Not one damn ride came up over $20 an hour. Not one.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, I can't take them. They're just not a serious company. If they have to operate on that much of a margin, or they think that little of their drivers and expenses or vehicles, whatever they're driving, I don't care if they bought $1,000 Prius. It doesn't matter. They still got to put away for maintenance and everything else that comes along with running a business. If they think that little of paying drivers, they're not a serious company. They're just not. So
I have to say this to contradict it. I see Uber with those rates. I've seen Uber with those lower rates before I saw Lyft drop down to those numbers. So but then again, different markets, understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like at least here in LA, the higher rates are consistently on Lyft. Unless it's an event or something like that, and Uber is pumping out the money. But I will see $17, $16, $15 an hour rides on Uber all the time in comparison to getting I'll get those on Lyft, the $16, $17, but I'll get $30s and $40 hour rate on Lyft.
Right. With Lyft
and
Comfort,
and I showed you, right? I showed you the receipts. I'm showing you my screenshots.
Right. It's amazing. It's amazing how one half of the country, or on that side, Lyft is like, the shit. But on this side, Lyft is the worst thing in the world. And I'm going to say something else too to other drivers, because I've said this about, like when Sergio has said, I'm not concerned with premier drivers or SUV drivers because that's 10% of the business, right? I'm concerned with 90% of the business, right, Serge? You've said that, right? And I've always said, well, I've been concerned with the 10% of the business because that's where I live, that's where I make my money, right, on the upper tiers. But let me tell you something: when you come down again and you start seeing these bullshit ass rates on regular Lyft, bro, let me it will put your ego in check, and you'll start thinking about going to getting a regular job.
Was it like that before the summer slowdown? Were there better rates before the summer slowdown?
On average, Lyft Comfort averaged about $27 an hour, so it wasn't great, wasn't bad. But the Lyft Black rides, ever since how can I say this in the right way? See, I'm a Steven.
So while you're
me
thinking
before
about
I go on a rant here.
Before you go,
no, it's not thinking. I just don't want to go on. I just don't want to go on a rant here. But we all know Lyft is a woke fucking company. Okay, we know what Lyft is. That's what they are. They were that way from the word go, from the
beginning.
The green rolled up from the beginning. They've always been the DEI company. Okay, no problem. When Tesla started getting, before everybody hated Elon, I'd get 10, 12 Lyft Black rides every week. When the whole thing started turning on, all of a sudden now Tesla's no good no more by that side of the fence, right? The Lyft Black rides fell. They just fell off the so it wouldn't matter. And that's how I'm trying to go into this now, is that because I drive a Tesla, and it's the model, obviously it's the Model Y, people just got problems with that, and Lyft is trying to avoid a problem. So, okay, no problem. Were the rates bad? They were better then than they are now. Now they are bad. Uber
No, I'm
should
not
come
saying
down a
that. I'm
little
not
bit,
making excuses.
but I
I'm
can
not making
still.
excuses, but I know for a fact that, for example, in LA and in
300 plus at the airport, 100 plus at Burbank. Have you been seeing the numbers? It's insane.
yeah, yeah. Well, we did the airport thing. I mean, I don't know why they wait there, but
Right?
so in LA, for example, Uber to a not as much Lyft. That's why Lyft's rates probably better in LA. Uber runs literally 6 different algos every day, and it switches definitely at midnight, and then every 4 hours it switches to another algo. It's
Really?
ridiculously it's
Yep, I
ridiculously
believe it.
complicated.
I believe it. I believe it.
Like what the
By the
hell?
way, not
Why?
only they run 6 different algos. What they do also is that they break the city down into
Yep.
5 mile hexagons,
hmm
and algos within those hexagons change automatically as well. So that's how sophisticated it is on the back end. And they have everything, but Lyft is better because they're not as sophisticated. But I think Lyft also, all of this is on machine learning. They're all learning, right? And they know it's slow in Florida at this time of the year, and then the rates are lower. And yeah, but look, it's a different city, different times. But LA, San Francisco, big cities, they all run very sophisticated, very different algos, literally by the hour, and that's in order to grab that nickel and dime.
It
Scott,
is.
go say hello to my Armenian buddies. I'm sure they're smoking, drinking,
Yeah,
and playing cards.
yeah. Or sleeping.
Oh,
Tell them
we got
Serge
that here
sent
too,
you.
bro.
Now, if you're
We don't
like,
play cards here.
oh, there he goes again. There he goes.
Hold
Look at
on,
that.
hold on. Let me take care of that real quick.
Yeah,
Okay, sir.
it's a fucking
It's Yumi and Buddha. It's Yumi and
unbelievable.
Buddha. That
Unbelievable.
fucking guy, bro. That
Yeah,
fucking
bro.
guy.
It's just
We do
fucking,
dominoes in Miami, bro. We
I
do
don't know.
dominoes here.
Look at him. He's no embarrassment at all. He's just stuff in his face.
Yeah, got a little piece
Well,
in
of
his
cour's
beard
not.
hanging there already.
Yeah.
He's already got a
What's
little
in my?
cream cheese down there.
There's nothing
I
in my
watched
Little
beard.
this
flavor
on
cheese.
YouTube called Beer Meets Food. Let's see if he's
Shrimp.
going to do it.
Bro, that dude is awesome, isn't he?
Yeah, the British dude.
Beard
Yeah,
Meets Food. Yeah, Beard Meets Food is from Leeds, England.
you can't put that shit
Let's
down,
see.
bro. I don't know.
Franklin
Yeah,
says I can't.
go say to my Armenian buddy, say Vontes, Sergio sent me, he said to say hi. Either they will take you in or they will beat the shit out of you, one or the other. So,
Did you hear about this
Franklin,
fabled Steve? Apparently, this fabled guy Steve helps the people get their stuff together with commercial and all that stuff.
no, I haven't heard of that one. No.
Took a black
Franklin
ride
Jones
and they
says
were telling me about him.
Franklin Jones says I can't even make enough money to get me a lady of the night with Lyft rates. I just thought that was funny.
Okay.
I just thought that was
Well,
funny.
I mean, depending on your lady of the night, sir.
Accounting Tom, we need a Vinny rant. We are due for one. Yeah, members only now. Since Steve put up 5 members, I forgot I even had membership, bro. I gotta go. So there'll be a cuz talk coming.
Yep, because
Absolutely be a cuz talk
Lynn
coming.
says she expects special content.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna give her special content, all right. But somebody asked also welcome. Somebody asked also welcome to Premiere. I've been a Premiere driver for 7 years, so I'm listen. I was before it was Premiere, it was Uber Lux. I was a Lux driver too.
So,
I've
what
done
would you guys
every-
say? What would you guys say if Lyft brought Lux back?
You know what?
I'll
Sergio,
take it.
It's so funny. Wait. So funny you mentioned that, bro. So funny you mentioned that. I got to do it. I got to do it. You would never guess what video is sitting on this camera right now.
I don't know.
I got about a 15-minute video going off on Lyft for getting rid of Lux and making a case for them to bring Lux back. It's on here right now. I just did this yesterday. And I said I was not going to publish it. And so now he just brings it up. There it is. Go ahead, Sergio.
I just asked a question. That's all I asked.
Well, what
Is
does the
that
chat
supposed to be
think?
a hint? Is that a hint at something?
I know nothing.
Okay.
Good enough. Listen, if they brought Lux back, it would probably be the best thing they could do and get rid of the Lyft Black. And I'm not saying that because I'm not on Lyft Black. I've been saying this about Lyft Black. Lyft Black
Michael
has
says we don't need Lux back.
Right there. Oh my God, freaking Scott!
No, not Scott. Michael says it. I don't know.
No.
We don't need Lux back. Well, no, Michael doesn't because he just got his RS1 all hyped up on.
Everybody,
it's okay to be selfish.
Everybody on Black,
it's okay
of course
selfish.
They don't want Lux to be back. Yeah.
But if the problem with Lyft Black is that it's not a true Lyft Black, it's not a true black car experience, right?
And yet,
but
the funny thing is, Vinny, the funny thing is, those people that'll complain about the clients that they get that are clearly Lux passengers that have no choice but to use Black.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, but at the same time, if you offer somebody a Cadillac at a Toyota Corolla rate, now all of a sudden that rider in the Cadillac thinks they own the fucking world. They think that you as a driver are supposed to kiss their ass, but the rates don't match the ego that's being sold.
Right.
Well, that's the other thing that Lyft does that they can do. They upgrade. You not to lose the trip. They lose money and then they'll put you in a black car while you're like, you're a rider with a wine taste and a beer budget, and then they don't want to lose that trip, and then they'll put you in a black. I'm like, and then they're shocked themselves. Like, how did I get that car? I'm like, yeah. I go like, yeah, you don't belong in a black car, but anybody, they shouldn't do that either. Just they should give the value to black as Uber does. Like, black is black. You get an SUV, you get a Cadillac, you get a, Yukon, whatever, Suburban.
Well, see, I never thought a Suburban was a Lux Black car.
I mean,
it's a grocery hauler. An Escalade, a Navigator, the Range Rover, whatever. I get it, but the Suburban is still a grocery hauler. Yeah, my point being, Sergio, no, I understand what you're saying, but my point is that before these apps came along, if you ordered a black car, it was an executive car. The guy was in the monkey suit. I call it the monkey suit. The suit and tie, right? Well groomed. He wasn't wearing clogs or what are they called? What are those Crocs? He wasn't wearing Crocs and a pair of shorts, beach shorts and a tank top, right? He was well groomed, well maintained, ready to go.
Unlike Scott.
Well, I'm just saying. Scott likes to wear his flip flops with his big toe hanging out. What can I tell you? He's got 9 of them. Can I tell you?
No wonder he's in the queue with 200 people in front of him. Yeah.
I think you touched a nerve, Vinny.
Well, whatever. It wouldn't be the first time. At the end of the day, dude, and I've said this a million times over again, right? Lux, when you say Lyft Black, it's an ego boost.
Yeah.
But Lyft is not supplying the service to match the ego boost. You can sit here and talk about Teslas all day long. I don't give a shit about that. The service isn't there. I know guys that drive Premier SUV down here that work in fucking flip-flops. They look like they just stepped off South Beach.
No good. Yeah.
Scott, you're in shorts because your balls don't hang low enough, so you don't have to worry about them being seen in public, bro. I get it. Want to unfollow me, bro? I got you.
You just showed up at the right time. Oh man. Well, boys,
did we go up the track?
No.
Nope.
Shorts, Vinny.
Next step is removing access to Lyft Black without commercial insurance. I don't follow that. Somebody help me out. I'm not understanding what he's saying.
That's his dream, because now that he's on Black and Black SUV, he doesn't care about any other platforms. So it's a dream that basically Lyft will force everybody to be commercial on Lyft Black and
SUV. I get it. And you know what? It's true. It's true. I mean, listen, once you pay that kind of money for a vehicle, and you got the insurance, and you're doing the whole night, I believe me, I know, I've been there, done that. You're not trying to go backwards. But just one thing, Mr. Michael, don't forget where you come from, sir. Because just as soon as they step on our, like all this insurance, Sergio, let me ask you a question, sir. Just your
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
No insider information. Just your opinion.
No.
How long will it be if Uber and Lyft follow through with commercial insurance?
Yeah.
Knowing that there's no set rates, that they can manipulate the base fare at any given time for any given reason, and any hexagon, whatever their algo deal is, right?
Yep.
How long will it be before base rates on those vehicles with commercial insurance will be right back where they are now, including commercial insurance? A year? 2 years?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But there's a lot happening on the insurance front, so they're spending a lot of money actually, lobbying, and they're powerful, by the way. So they're lobbying hard in California and Florida, to get rid of these ambulance chasers, which they do exist. I mean, and the only bad thing in that is that they're also trying to lower that $1 million policy for, not for liability, but for UM. And they say, well, they don't, that's why the rates are so high. There's $1 million uninsured motorist policy as well. If we lower that, then we'll lower the rates and drivers will make more and riders will pay less. I'm not buying that, of course. Riders will pay less, but the drivers will not make more, Yeah. Scott got a ride. Bye, Scott.
He didn't get no ride. He's getting ridden. He got bent over by your Armenian buddies in there playing cards.
Oh, yeah. They do play
Nobody's
cards.
liking my jokes today, guys. We ain't been live in 3 weeks. Nobody likes my jokes today. The only reason Thomas is here, the only reason Accounting Tom is here is because he's going to provoke me to go off tonight. That's it. He just wants to hear Vinny call.
Yeah.
I'm finally getting my blood pressure under control. Here comes my brother Tom.
Yep.
Let's see. Old guard. What does he say here? Vinny, you should know, being an Army guy, we are only as strong as our weakest link. Why would any company pay more? Well, I mean, at the end of the day, who was I talking to you? I was talking to somebody, I think it was today or yesterday. We were talking about that, how, a $2 ride, I turn it down and somebody snatches it right up. A $3 ride, I turn it down, somebody snatches it right up. And they're happy. No, it was Ron, Rideshare Culture Today. He's in on the Facebook groups and all that stuff. I'm not on that shit. And he said that there are people in there that are loving the fact. They love Uber so much that they take $2, $3, $4 rides and just keep going. He said somebody, I don't know, Sergio, if it was somebody you interviewed. Don't hold me to this. Or somebody interviewed on Facebook or something about a guy who was happy he was making $14 an hour after a week's worth of work on a lot of hours, $14 an hour or something today. I wish Ron was here because he could explain it. So to the old guard's point, you're right. You're only as strong as your weakest link, but if you can't identify your weak link, you're doomed to fail every time. So I just wanted to.
But I think though, both companies are having trouble recruiting new drivers, and both companies are having trouble.
That's good to hear.
With acceptance rates.
That's good to hear.
Much more than even a couple of years ago. So,
but yeah, go.
Whatever word is going around, that everybody needs to pay attention to this, and $2, $3 rides are not going to get you anywhere. I mean, I have some information, I cannot say it, but we showed a screenshot yesterday. There was a trip that was gone 80 miles from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia. It's on the show. First, it was offered at 66.
Yep.
Within a minute and a half, it came back at 95. And
I saw that.
I cannot tell you the specifics. I know exactly what happened on that trip, the back end of it. And so that means, elasticity-wise, if you pay well, people will accept trips. If you don't pay well, people are not going to accept trips. and the algo does adjust up, by the way. But the algo also, what it does is it tests. Okay, so this part I can say. The algo explores elasticity every second on each trip. Elasticity on the driver's side, elasticity on the rider side. And this is like, I'm telling you, the back end, now that I have access to all of this, it's unbelievable what these people have built. Okay, it's not as easy as you guys think it is. I'm not giving them credit for it. It's evil, but it is what it is. But they test elasticity every single trip, what the rider is willing to pay. And they are so good at it now that very rarely when they send somebody a trip, they are completely wrong. Like in that $65 trip that they were, the algo was completely wrong. And it learned and it adjusted. So my point is, if everybody, not everybody, if a vast majority of drivers stop taking garbage, the machine will, I mean, see, this is machine learning. It's not done by humans, right? It's set by humans, but then the machine keeps learning. Because their job is the machine's job is to match and fulfill trips every second, every millisecond. And it does raise fares. It's not just cuts it and does this, do that, do that. But it also tests elasticity on the rider side, which all starts there. And then it tests driver elasticity, meaning, are they going to accept this at this price? And so if you do not accept, and you're the only driver around there, or maybe one out of the three, and all three decline, the fares are going to go up. The unfortunate part of that is, you know, desperados fuck it up. But there are less and less desperados, thanks to ICE. And so we'll see how it goes.
That's a real thing. I wasn't going to really, Buddha took off on us, but you know, that's something else that people need to be aware of in your area.
Well, my area is going to benefit the last out of it, because in my area we were still a lot of drivers, but after what's happening now, because Florida is definitely saw before the summer's doldrums, Florida market completely changed. It really did. Texas market was changing as well, because that's where the ICE raids were initially, and then now they're coming to the West Coast, and I expect to see surge again shortly. And
well, we felt it on the initial raids. Yeah. We felt it here because all of a sudden our airports down here were about 20% of what they normally are.
Yeah.
And so you could run in. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. You could run in at Fort Lauderdale Airport on a comfort ride.
Yeah.
And damn near make double what you're making right now.
Yeah.
And we're only talking like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
You can run in it. Now, now the airports, it's nothing. Let's see, it's 10:40 p.m. on the West Coast, right? Yeah. That's what time it is here. I know you guys are still senior citizen time over there. But me and Thomas are up past our bedtimes.
Right.
It's 125 cars in that queue, which lately in that queue, people are getting smart because it's been hitting 300 in this one airport. 300 X cars. That's not all the rest of them. That's not the XLs and the Comforts and the yada, yada.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But then it built right back up.
So we'll see. Well, there are some changes coming around. We'll see how it goes. But Scott, okay. Sergio, I'll wait for your text on your phone call for lunch. What? When are we doing lunch? What do you say?
I love Scott, bro. I love Scott.
Right.
You're forcing yourself on me, Scott.
Sorry, old guard. I have to go against that statement. Not directly paying for commercial insurance is more of a problem for us than a benefit.
Okay.
Just because you look at how much it's pulling out of your ride against how much you could possibly paying for a set rate for commercial insurance for a year. It just doesn't make sense.
It depends, Stephen.
Yeah,
it depends because not only the commercial insurance, but you have to be in a market where you can actually obtain the permit
I agree.
to be a private driver. So in your market, it might work, but down here in South Florida, it's going to be a lot of broken hearts if they try to push it here.
I understand.
Like,
I'm saying it's not as big of a blessing as it seems, and the fact so just because the dice landed where these TNCs are able to operate with commercial insurance the way that they do doesn't mean it's a good thing. And I would say, if anything, it's a lobbying move that makes it more difficult for you to operate.
Okay.
Yeah, but insurance is always,
because I get what you're saying. There's some markets where you can't, like here in California, we don't have a limitation on how many vehicles or how many people can go to the PUC and open up their own vehicle.
Right. You guys aren't limited like we are
so
here.
I understand what you're saying, and this is what we're talking about. I want everybody else to understand, but at the same token, they made it this way on purpose. They forced their way into this and made it where they have the capability of having commercial insurance on a TNC this way, while keeping a door shut where you couldn't get your own commercial insurance.
But wait. But see, and that's what I asked you the other day, and I'm not sure about that. If you go get your commercial insurance and it goes through the personal account or whatever, right? Who's requiring you to have your TNC? Is Uber requiring you to have your TNC? Or is it the fact that you have commercial insurance, you now have to acquire the TNC to get the commercial insurance?
Well,
you understand what I'm saying?
You're required to have your TNC and have commercial insurance together with that TNC so that your business is covered by commercial insurance. So that you're operating.
I'm going to ask the question again.
I'm
going to ask the question again. Do you need your TNC to acquire your commercial insurance in order to operate your Blueberry on Uber to get the commercial insurance stipend? Forget the state of California. What is Uber want? What does it take for you to get onto Ubers? You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't get what you're saying.
Okay, listen. You drive X.
Right.
Okay. You're an X driver. You want to take advantage of the commercial insurance. You want to take advantage of the stipend for commercial insurance, right?
Right.
Okay. Uber says to you, go get commercial insurance, and then we'll put you through. Is Uber also saying, look, Steven, you got to have a TNC license? Look, Steven, you have to have an LLC?
No, or they're saying you have to have a permit. They're saying you have to have a permit, and the only way you have your permit is your what's it called? Your TNC.
That's so basically you're going to be an Uber Black driver driving an X car.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. That's what I was trying to get to.
But now his advantage. So he's going to on the back of the car, like all these cars here, the blacks, whatever. They have a TCP number. Right. On the back of each Waymo, there is a TCP number. On the back of each Alto, there used to be a TCP number. So he's going to have a TCP number, and now he can freely, without doing friends and family trip, cash trips, and this and that, he can freely do, cash trips as well. And he has the coverage, and everything is good.
Hold on.
Wife, come here.
Hold on. What the heck? Don't do it, Steve.
You don't love me today?
Don't do it.
Where's my kiss? Where's my kiss?
No kisses. No kisses.
Vinny, what's happening?
I'm not loved.
What is this turning into, Vinny? Control the situation, Vinny.
Right.
I'm trying, bro. Mine's my. You know what? Don't make me go get mine. What the?
Oh my God. This is uncontrollable. This is out of control. There you go.
There you go. It's the only way I can control it. I can't control it any other way, bro.
That's it.
I can't control it any other way, bro.
When kisses start flying in the garage, I don't know.
Yo.
This is the man cave. This is the Uber driver cave.
True.
I mean, come on.
So that was going to be my ultimate question, right? I think I asked Steven this the other day. Now, if you go through this whole process and you become what I call a legal private driver, right? You really don't have a need for the apps anymore. Now you can go freelance all day long.
Well,
You can, but the difficulty becomes in how do you build your how do you build your client base?
acquisition of the rider, right? But what happens is that I think his advantage are going to be, even if Uber gets rid of that $3 a mile reimbursement, now that he's all set up, there are really reasonably high quality not business account, but go to work every day, come back from home. They're frequent users. You can go after frequent users.
It's actually funny that you mentioned that.
And these companies charge so much on these 5, 6, 7 mile trips, $25-$30. He can undercut him a little bit, and then he can charge all that and do it legally, and you can.
We were already communicated with by a company that primarily uses EVs, and is trying to make deals with different places in order to offer, good paying rides back and forth from airports to hotels and whatnot. And they've got a pool, and they're looking for more drivers. Sent out a message, so.
Yeah, Waymo's testing everywhere. But all those Waymos were on the freeway going somewhere out of LA. Look like, I don't know. They burned the crap out of those things.
Yeah, at $140,000 a piece. I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how long the insurance lasts for them. I mean, they can afford it.
They self-insure, I'm sure. They're self-insuring, I'm pretty sure. I mean, they got the bucks.
Well, just like the Tesla's getting blown up in the parking lot. I mean,
yeah.
What I don't understand is why, and I think Sergio, I think you posted this, and I know I damn sure reiterated it. I don't understand with all the conflict that's going on. That's what I'm gonna call it, because I'm gonna try to keep the show unbiased, because I got my feelings on this shit. But with all the conflict that's going on, why would they still allow drivers? Why didn't they shut the apps down? In other words, why would you?
Actually, Uber shut it down in a 5-mile radius, with the epicenter being 6th and Figueroa in downtown. So literally like a 5-mile radius, they shut the whole system down. And now we have a curfew, by the way. So they, as you guys know, or may know, I may not know.
Right.
The Waymos were called to that spot by riders, and they showed up until, I mean, I don't know how current they are in the Waymo headquarters to see these things happening, but when they saw them on fire, they did shut the system down in LA, and they even moving their cars to somewhere. I don't know where they're moving it, but it takes some time. There is some delay because you have to understand, I mean, you're operating in such a big area, and one little part of the hotspot, you shut it there, you don't shut it there. It's like all intertwined. But they did shut it. Uber definitely shut it the first. Uber shut it literally immediately. Okay. And the funny thing is, during all this shit, it wasn't surging. But then I think legally they cannot surge. They shut the surge off when you have,
state of emergency
and things like that. Yeah.
Here in Florida, it's a state of. Once we're under a state of emergency, there is no more surge. So at that point, there is no reason to go drive. None whatsoever. Zero. Don't even risk it. There's no biscuit to risk it for.
No.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a picture of the Waymos on fire here.
Yeah, there were like 6 of them, I think.
Yep. Here, let me do it this way.
SF driver, I have an LLC. I don't need a business permit. I have an LLC.
Yeah. The funny thing, well, not funny. I mean, it's ridiculous, but the fact that these knuckleheads, I mean, they're all going to go to jail, obviously. Whoever put those things on fire, there's cameras galore on that thing. They have your picture. Look at that thing.
Ooh.
Yeah. That needs
it's honking on its own.
That needs paint job. But the ones on fire were like 6 in a row. They called them to that spot, and as soon as they showed up, they put them on fire. And in fact, we were talking about that. That's the difference between. Actually, yesterday we may had a segment about that.
By the way.
That's the downfall of these cars. These cars are not allowed to run over humans to protect private property or protect property. That's the biggest difference between these cars, and that's going to be for eternity, unless the code is written that the car figures it's a malicious intent, and I'm gonna run this motherfucker over. Because if I
You're
was stuck
trapped.
in a situation like that, I would run you over. I will not even think twice about it. Right? That's the difference
Right.
between these cars. God forbid there was a passenger in there, right? This car is just going to get paralyzed. And, so it is not all, it's not all rose-colored glasses when it comes to autonomous vehicles, because there are certain things they cannot do that a human will do. And that's the difference.
But I thought these Waymos, oh, here they are moving their cars out of LA. Oh shit, I got to show this. Okay.
Antonio, yeah, we did talk about that earlier in the show.
I'm trying to find that out. I don't think it's that. I talked to Solo, I talked to Gridwise, I talked to GigU, and so I'm trying to find that out from Lyft, like what the bullshit is that email is. Yeah, they're all like lined up going somewhere on the freeway.
Well, I guess they can drive on the freeway then, huh?
Well, they have been testing. They have been testing on the freeway already.
Oh no!
And I think freeway driving is easier for these things.
I would imagine so, but it just eats into business.
No, what it does is that the regulators, because they look at like a crash could be avoided at like 30 miles an hour in the city, but a crash, and most of the time it's not going to be their fault anyway. A crash at 70 on the freeway is going to be a lot deadlier than it would be. That's why they're trying to make sure that they get enough miles before they're allowed on the freeways. Yeah, there is that. And you guys know these things burn down to like a powder because the batteries went off, and they went down to powder.
And this guy just feels comfortable waving a flag right next to this thing on fire.
And what that dumb fuck does not understand is that he's inhaling that battery smoke, and that could actually puncture your lungs, and you'll be spitting blood within about 20 minutes.
But you're just gonna
and
stand
that's how dumb. That's how dumb these dumb fucks are. So that's that.
Optimus to the rescue.
Optimus
Look at the Waymo here.
Crushed. Yeah, that's a good one.
Waymo with a cannon. There's your 6 in a row, buddy.
Yeah, that's you don't want to inhale any of that shit. Trust me. Trust me, you don't want to inhale any of that.
Yeah, we're gonna be hearing about. They're gonna be running documentaries on these people.
I thought that these cars were like they had like what they call automotive drone operators. Meaning there's somebody in a room somewhere with 6 or 8 of these on their computer screens, and they're supposed to be watching these cars almost like a safety driver with a remote control.
No, not unless you get a call from the rider. Once you get a call, then they look at you, because they are so comfortable driving that nobody watches these things until you get, there's a button in the car that you push, and then it connects you to a call center, and then if it needs to be taken over, it gets taken over, but not automatically.
Look at this part right here. Look at this car.
No, that's poison. Poisonous gas right there.
What the fuck are they making these cars out of? That it's melting. This can't be metal.
It is metal. It's aluminum. It's just melting it, because once the battery casing is done,
heat
is like way above aluminum melting level. So
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and this is uncalled for. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is like fucking stupid. But the fact that you can call, this is very comparable to rideshare. So if I want to carjack, I'm a criminal. I want to carjack a 2024 Honda Accord hybrid. So I'll get on my phone, and I have 2 minutes to cancel. I'll just keep cancel, call until I get a Honda, and then a call comes to me, and then put the gun to their head, take the car. This is exactly the same. They call them victims to themselves. They called them all, lined them up, and burned them. That's why rideshare is
that's some kind of premeditated.
Yeah, no, they should.
Oh, it's definitely premeditated. Now it's definitely premeditated.
Yeah. My money says they should all go to jail and not get bailed out without bail for a while. But it is. Yeah.
Well, here's the other part. And I tried to get Eddie on tonight, but they've been. Let me tell you, you drivers in Austin right now, you guys are feeling it, bro. Holy shit, are you guys feeling it? the whole power structure for rides have absolutely changed. Eddie can't buy himself a goddamn ride during the day right now. He can't buy a ride. And this is over the last 2 weeks. He can't buy a ride.
Well, they put them all in that. All 100 of them are in that area, geofenced area.
They're all in that geofenced area, and it's not until later in the evening when they go home and go to sleep to charge up or whatever, however they do their fucking shift change. That's when he starts getting rides again.
Yeah. Well, the other thing though is happening is that Eddie will get rides, but it's not. It's like rides on going on nature hikes and things like that. And I believe the sweetheart deal that Waymo and Uber signed, Uber is giving him the best profitable trips because their take is really, really high on those. And Waymo is paying Uber a lot more on those nice trips than the $3 trips that and a lot of drivers say, why don't they do all the $3 trips and we do the nice trips? It ain't going to work like that. Uber is giving
they're going to maximize. Everybody wants to maximize their money. Yeah. Right. They want to maximize their money.
Yeah.
They would rather do fewer trips and make more profit. I mean, that's business econ 101.
Yeah.
Anyway. Melvin says Austin drivers are coming to San Antonio now in order to get rides. I'm telling you, Eddie.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, Eddie's having a real bad time.
So about 3 months ago, Eddie started going back to going out at 5 a.m. in the morning and working till like 8, 9 at night. And he's out the entire time. No going home, no doing nothing. And he had worked his way back up to getting his $2,000 weeks. Okay, he was hitting them. Sergio, when I tell you in the last couple of weeks, I talk to him every day, 4 or 5 times a day.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're doing our other thing.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, man, today, the entire time we were in conference, which was about 3 hours, not one request went through his app, either app, not one.
Do they have seasonality like Florida as well, though?
No, I think South Florida is a different. No, South Florida is a different animal. Like we are so unique unto ourselves because of our location.
Yeah.
Right. Our snowbirds, when they dip, we probably lose 35% of our population.
Okay.
So I don't think San Antonio is moving 35% of their people, in and out for any seasons like that.
Yeah, Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty unique in that sense. And then the other part to this too, Serge, is Austin is swiftly becoming the new tech capital of the country.
Yeah.
Right. So they got Google just rebuilt there. Tesla's just building another one. You got all these tech companies going there and doing business. So there's a lot of money that's moved into that area to where he shouldn't be hurting.
But I cannot understand, like they only have 100 cars. I mean, 100 cars are really taking all that business? Because I'm sure there's 10, 15,000 drivers in Austin proper.
Well,
and there's enough demand. There's enough demand. How's 99 cars or 100 cars are taking all this business?
Well, let me put it to you this way. It's kind of like, and I'm not going to get into the details, but it's kind of like the Alto deal with Uber. Okay. Yeah. The Altos, they have to take every trip that comes their way. And they're online for not just the premier rides down here. They're online for the X rides too.
Yeah.
Because it don't matter. Driver's an hourly driver. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the ride gets sent to them, they're going to take the ride. They're doing volume. It's not only, I agree with you. I do agree with you. They're going to get the sweet rides first, priority. But then those bullshit rides, I mean, they add up. For them, it adds up.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting that only 100 cars can do that much damage.
Are you sure it's just 100 cars in that market, though?
Yeah, only 100. Yeah.
Well, what was Dara's numbers? Dara's numbers, I think he said they were doing in Austin, 60% of the rides in the geofenced area. Was it 60 or 65%, Dara said?
Yeah. And
that's a lot of rides with 100 cars. That's a lot of rides with 100 cars.
Well, because they go nonstop. I mean, they go 24 hours, 22 hours.
Yeah, but to your point, can 100 cars do that much damage? Well,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think
of the rides is crazy.
Well, maybe it's both. Maybe a little seasonality, demand down,
right?
And also,
And now they got the next thing coming their way, right?
Yeah.
The Teslas are already on the road. The robotaxis are already on the road.
Are they? So where
Yep.
they start operating?
They started running 2 days. They started running 2 days ago.
In what area?
The official release is June 22nd, but the cars are already on the road. They started 2 days ago.
Yeah, he said something like the cars are going to drive themselves to delivery to the owners or something like that, right?
Yep.
That's what
yep.
he said.
But the robotaxi cars are on the road now, operating.
Okay.
They might not be doing a ride for Steven or Vinny or Sergio or Thomas, but they're on the road and they're operating. I've seen video clips already, and it's time is here, guys. It's here.
Yep.
All right, last one before we wrap this up. Olgard says saturation keeps pay low, and less rides, less waiting times for riders. Smart business for the apps. He's not wrong.
Well, yeah, but I think Uber's and Lyft's contention when it comes to hybrid networks that they're going to have, is that the electric vehicles or AVs are going to bring more customers, more demand, more people into the network, and that's why the humans are going to be busier as well, which I'm not buying. Which has been
that's absolutely ridiculous.
Which has been the same argument that when Travis cut the rates while I was really driving a lot, from $1.30 to $1.10 to 90 cents to 60 cents, saying, "Oh, the fares are cheaper, so more people are going to drive." The math don't add up on that one, right?
No.
Because
people are going to find something else that they can do because expenses are going up. That's idiotic.
Yeah. Well,
and the idea that because we have more cars on the street, that means we're going to be able to cover more rides. No, there's going to only be a certain amount of rides during the week. Only people need to get to work.
But again, the math don't add up. If you cut the rate from $1 to 60 cents, that's 40%. I have to drive 40% more with 60-cent rates.
No, like I said,
the same amount of money I was making with $1 rates. It's simple math, I think.
If I'm not making $25 an hour doing this, there's no point. There's no point for me to do it.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I can do something else. Agree. There's no reason. That's so stupid.
That's after expenses too.
So. Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys.
Math is truth. Numbers don't lie. All right, guys. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. We appreciate everybody coming through the garage tonight. Shout out to Buddha bringing that budget together. He did what he was challenged to do. Hopefully you guys learned something from that. Listen, I don't care how old you are, how young you are, how wealthy you are, how broke you are. We all need help. It's okay to ask for it. If not, go back, replay the video, learn from other people's education. I don't want to say mistakes. I'll say their education. Unlike Dara calling us earners, I'm gonna call you a driver because we're still drivers. Fuck Dara and that bullshit earners bullshit.
Oh, he was in the White House. And did you see how Trump absolutely demolished his last name, like butchered it? Like
I didn't see that, but I hope he did.
Oh, I mean, you got to see. This is like a 10-second video. He goes like, Uber CEOs Dara Khosravi, right. and Dara did not say anything. And then Trump said, well, he goes, that's a tough last name, man. I'm like, okay, buddy. How did you make it to that
$2 million $2 million buys you a lot of access, Sergio. You know about $2 million.
The advisory council. How the fuck did he make it to that? I don't know.
Now you know what's odd. You know what I find. I hate to do this, but you know what I find odd about this, Sergio, Thomas, Stephen. When Trump won the election the first time back in 2016, Travis Kalanick was invited onto the board. The president's economic council. He accepted. Because for Kalanick, it was an honor, and Kalanick was in the right. His head was in the right place, I believe. Okay, not only his pocket but his head, and he got his ass tore up by not only his angel investors and his mentor. What was the mentor's name? I forget his fucking name. And I still think what's her name messed them all up. Huffington, her ass, her boy. That's a dirty bitch, man. Fuck that. Anyway, all right, and then they went on with the delete Uber app.
Yeah.
Now Khashoggi's on the president's economic council. Is that what you're saying, Sergio?
Yeah. He is.
Okay, he's on the economic. I don't see no delete Uber now.
Oh, no. I beg to differ. Look at Twitter. There
Is
is
there a delete Uber?
there is so much saying fuck Uber.
I
I'm
gotta look.
deleting the app. All the
Yeah.
lefties are going like fuck Uber. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Fuck
No,
Uber. And,
I gotta go
bro,
see
it's
it.
full. My feed is full because I probably clicked on couple. Now all I see is that. Delete Uber. Fuck Uber.
Yeah. Delete Uber. That's
Yeah.
what keeps.
They all go, oh, now
Hold
I'm gonna
on.
go to Lyft. And I'm like, okay, cool. Here you go.
Okay.
And Lyft
Hey,
is
Well, you
completely
ain't.
quiet. It's like
Well, I got news for you. The goddamn Lyft. You won't be getting me. Not with
Right.
fucking Lyft. Fuck that.
Hey, I open both apps and see which one works for me.
that's right.
You're gonna get some. You're gonna get some third world motherfucker. It ain't gonna be
There you
doing.
go.
Okay, let's see. It's time for everyone to cancel Uber. The owner said he supports Trump's big bill and don't care about
Oh
American people.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Do not just delete the app. Delete your account, then delete the app. Jesus. Okay, I didn't know. Oh hell no.
How'd you do? Miss that? There's all this. There's
Yeah,
full of
bro.
this shit. Yeah,
No, because now this shit's gonna be flooding my. You know what? My Twitter feed is Sergio, Boston Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, Chuck Driver, Lynn, Sergio.
I don't tweet that much. I don't
get into a lot of shit with Twitter.
Okay, do you know what people are doing now? Okay, this is what they're doing that I'm really pissed off. So if any of you doing here in the chat, don't do it. So because now
I
they're all blocked by David Risher supposedly, which I don't know.
I saw that. I'm not blocked.
And we're not. We follow each other. And so does Dara and I. We follow each other on Twitter. So long story short, once in a while, we did that black thing, right? Clarified, and David came back and answered, right? Okay,
black thing, huh?
Now everybody tags me and tags David with like 3 followers, and then some other jackass tags along, and then now I have like a long fucking thread, and David now is going to block me for sure, or he muted me. I'm pretty sure already, because he goes, "Fuck, why did you do that, sir?" Now I'm like, my phone is going off the hook because some jackass tagged all of us, and I'm like, God damn, stop tagging me and just don't. I don't tweet that much. I tweet maybe once, twice a day. That was it.
I tagged you with
How
something
many?
I thought was interesting.
No, okay, look at it today. I tweeted twice today. That was it.
Okay.
I tagged you because I had to go on a rant.
Should I look under
support.
your name, or should I look under David Risher's name and find you there?
Oh my God.
Oh shit. I love it.
And then some other person says, comes, because we're tagged now. There's like 8 people on the thread now. And goes, oh, I guess David's not going to respond to this one. I'm like, no, why would he respond to you? Just because you put me and David on the same thread? Why would he do that? Then the guy is definitely not going to do that now. He's going to go, oh, fuck this. This is like 12 people on this thread. My phone's gone off the hook. And I'm pretty sure he muted me probably by now. So I lost. Thanks, people.
Thanks.
I didn't do it.
No.
But I see this one
like,
here.
Oh, we tag people. I'm like, no, man.
Okay. But
Anyway.
But you do know that they will show me, because I don't follow a lot of people on Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't interact with a lot of. Lately, I've been pulling shit back. Like I'm that guy, bro. I'll see something, it'll piss me off. I'll write out this fucking 12-page paragraph, and then I'm like, fuck it, delete it.
Yeah.
Delete it.
Yep.
I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to get a knock at the door, bro. I'm getting too old for the knocks at the door.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, fuck it, bro. If I ever posted or reposted half the shit I type, I'd be in jail. I'd be in fucking jail.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
I'd be in jail.
But
you know what it is? You know what it is to be government trained?
No.
You know what it means when you're government trained? I mean, they come get you first. They come get you first.
Probably.
They ain't worried about the backwoods motherfucker. They worry about your ass.
Yeah. There. This is like the 50th email I got today. Third-party apps. They all send it to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you guys sending? Literally 50. And I was already like 2 p.m. So I go, you know what? Let me just tweet this out so that I tag Risher. I tag the CEO Gridwise, tag the
I
CEO
saw
of
that.
Solo, and tag Gary Middleton from Maximo, because those are the third-party apps I could think of. And I said, hey, man, what's happening? And then now everybody's responding, right? The hate mail is coming through. Oh, they can't do that. They can't do this. They can't do that. And then now the string is like 15 people in there. So David is getting ding, 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 ding. And like he goes, screw Surge. Screw Surge. Like what? It's just, whatever.
Well,
And they all
Sergio.
email me like I am some
Yeah,
sort
but
of
wait, Sergio. But wait a minute. You bring some of this on yourself. Hey, send me the screenshot. Sergio at therideshareguy.com. Send me this, everybody right now. Everybody watching. We want to send Sergio a hey, Sergio, we love you. Email at Sergio at therideshareguy.com.
Yep.
Please
me a.
I need a hug. I need a hug. Yeah.
But make sure you put from
I
David
appreciate
Risher in the subject line.
I'm serious. I appreciate it. I try to do my best, but sometimes it becomes like unnecessary, right? I mean, your one cancellation $2 fee is not my problem. I'm sorry. It's okay.
It's
Move
a tough
on.
deal to be the man, bro. It's a tough deal to be the man. You got to remember, Serge, and I know I don't need to say this, but I'm going to say it, bro. You are the voice of rideshare.
At the moment, yeah.
And everybody else is concerned about it. It's like Trump, or it's like, I'll even say that banana head bastard that just left. Okay, they got to look at the whole big picture, right? They got to look at the whole big picture. You have to look at the whole big picture. Meanwhile, Vinny Cuz over here is pissed off because I almost smacked somebody's fucking 14-year-old out the fucking car yesterday. To me, that's what's important.
Yeah.
But to you, it's Vinny and Steve, and bro, I'm not telling you nothing you don't know.
No, I mean, for me, look, seriously, community is important. But what happens is that when you go to the micro level, it's like, not that important. There's like, but I do understand, and I feel for the driver who's not getting what they deserve, they should get, because everybody's problem to them means the world to them. But in the bigger picture, doesn't mean much. And they're not trying to be insensitive, but that's reality. Okay.
Well, that's what happens.
If I can fix the bigger problem, I'm going to put most of all my energy into
the bigger problem,
and it will get fixed. Now it will take a week maybe, or a couple of days, but it will get fixed, because I'm not going into deaf ears. That for sure I know. In fact, I sent it. I didn't even email it. This one I texted a contact of mine at Lyft, and she comes back literally in 30 seconds. She came back and goes, Serge, this is not my department, but I already sent it to the proper department. I don't know what's going on. So we will get an answer of this third-party threat that you will get deactivated if you're using the third-party app, blah, 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 probably by tomorrow. Right. And then I'll tweet that out. So I enjoy doing it. I want to fix problems. I want to fix the problems, but then you guys can't be like this yesterday. I wanted yesterday. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't anymore, but thanks to social media, that's everybody looks at it, bro. It's like,
that's
oh my God.
That's the fucking problem.
Well, yeah. Everybody wants it now. They don't want it. Like, bro, how many people, here's a good example. Before Uber had InstaPay, before, I don't know if Lyft has InstaPay or whatever, but before they had InstaPay, right? Everybody had to wait a week for their money. Everybody was okay waiting a week for their money. As soon as they said, "Oh, you can cash out for $1.90,000," 20, bro. If they charged $5, $4.95 for every cash out on an InstaPay, I bet you people would still pay it 2-3 times a day.
Yeah. And FYI, last tidbit: how many times you cash out during the week dictates also what kind of pricing you're going to get through the algo.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, we know that.
Well, we
learned
now
that
you
from
do.
from
now
that
you do know.
Well,
before maybe you were guessing, but now you know. So
yeah. Well, you what was the name of the guy you had on the other day, a couple weeks ago?
Enshittification. Cory Doctorow.
Yeah.
Kurt,
that guy. Yeah. Bro, listen, I normally don't like fast talking, slick talking people. It's just not my deal. I don't trust him. He's all right. He made his one little comment about Trump and then went back the other way. So I was like, all right, cool. He knows
Yeah.
he's got to represent both sides of the fence. That's fine.
Yeah.
But he made a lot of good points on your show, bro.
Yeah, he did.
God damn that! If that dude was not on point, I mean, if you guys didn't see that, you guys got to go. I don't care if you don't watch anything else. Look, Sergio and Chris do a good show, right? They do a really good show, and they're more organized than we are. We just, we sling it from the backyard. We don't give a shit. We're gonna do our thing. But that show with that guy was, I mean, it's worth the price of admission.
Well,
That
it took me
alone is
10
worth the
hours,
price
10
of
hours
admission.
to get ready for him. It took me 10 hours. So literally it took me 10 hours. I mean, this is no joke. It takes me 20 hours every week of research, screenshots, prep everything for the show. Just 20 hours. Why? Okay. Well, it's not easy to talk because then what we do is we segment everything as its own individual video. Well, you have to be coherent. You have to have your talking points together. It's not easy to talk about something 7-8 minutes nonstop. Right? You have to get your, facts together. You have to because I have to vet all the screenshots. I don't show fucking screenshots that I haven't vetted personally, because I'm not going to show some fucking Reddit bullshit Photoshop screenshot, because that's not my reputation. So, but anyway, so it takes literally 20 hours for us to get ready. If I have a guest, it takes more. And Corey, that took an extra 10 hours because I can't fuck around with that guy. I can usually fuck around with other guests, but that guy knows his shit, and I can't mess with that guy. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. He's amazing. He really is.
That guy is. I'm telling you, like I said, slick, fast talking people.
Yeah.
I don't give him no time. But I mean, he was articulate, well spoken, well versed, seemed knowledgeable, and he spit a lot of facts, man. Spit a lot of facts.
No, he's definitely all that, and yeah, he's a good guy. He lives in Burbank, so, and he's on a book.
I'm not going to hold it against him. I'm not going to hold it.
No, I'm not saying he's a Canadian. Actually, he's not even American. But
now I'm going to hold it against him.
Okay, there you go. No, he's
anyway.
All right.
Let's wrap this show up. It's time to get it. Fellas, once again, Sir Steven, Mr. Tom, I know we didn't get to talk with you. I know you're out there hustling, bro. You got those 2-3 gigs going. We're gonna try again, bro. We're gonna try again in next month to come see you. The wife's going up to babysit granddaughters for about 5 days up there. Now she was like, well, we could go up there and you could, we're gonna stay at my daughter's house or whatever, and you could go work while you're up there. And I'm like, nah, I'll drop you off. I'll come back and get you.
Yeah. Well,
vacation time.
Gents, thank you. Amazing. Thank you.
Sergio, I appreciate you as always, bro. Listen, you got to get your partner in crime on here next week, man. Get your partner in crime come on with you. Yeah, why not?
I'll tell him.
Yeah, why not? Have him come in if he wants to come on. He won't have to hold back. Only one thing though. Can't do the voice control thing, man, bro. We don't do the voice modulation. That shit's hysterical. I can't have no.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I can't hold my shit together when he does that. It just and he's like, I go, stop, don't do that. Like, don't do that. It's like, do it maybe last 5 minutes because I can lose my shit 5 minutes. When he does that, everything leaves my head. I have no idea. I'm in the dark.
Yeah,
anyway,
if he wants to come on, I mean, the more the merrier.
I'll text him.
Because we're always here for that. All right. So anyway, peace out to everybody who joined the show tonight. We appreciate you coming by. We will be here next Wednesday. I'm telling you, I'm decompressing. It's a lot of shit that goes on in people's lives we don't talk about. So, but we're getting there. So we're going to be a lot more active.
Okay. Can I finish one more thing, please? So last week we mentioned one thing, just real quick. Well, last week we mentioned.
No problem. I got all night.
No. This is real quick. So last week we mentioned, and next week we're going to do that specifically for that. But so for everybody who's watching and going to watch this later. So I put a prompt in Gemini. I like using Gemini. I like using ChatGPT, and those two.
Yeah.
I put a prompt in Gemini, and I said, tell me about the financial, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual
Yep.
toll it takes on a human driving Uber. Let me tell you something. ChatGPT's answer was okay. Gemini's answer was
spot on, wasn't it?
I was blown away. So I'm just going to cut and paste and put it in an article for the blog now. But there is a fact here that is unspoken, because he reminded me to say this, Vinny, when you said decompress. Okay. We're all after the money. We get that. We're all doing it for the money. But the stresses that come with the lack of it, that how it affects your mental state, your spiritual state, your emotional state, what happens with your wife, that needs to be talked about a lot more. The mental, physical. I haven't seen a driver that's in shape to start with, including myself. And so all that we're going to start talking a lot more about, that the demands of rideshare on a human outside the financial part, which is, I think, as important as anything else. So that's what I wanted to say.
Can't take the money with you. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
can't take it with you. Well, that's why I kind of like what the pressure that was put on Buddha to come up with the budget. You know, I think that was a really good thing, and I know he was looking forward to it. But you know, Steven, to tell you, bro, I've been sick, man. It's just I got a lot. Anyway, so
we got a lot going on,
and so you know, but the fact that I called Buddha specifically today to make sure that he could come on the show with that budget, because I thought that was extremely important for somebody to hear. Whoever that one somebody is, it's something that needed to be heard. You know, and then with you going on and you know, explaining ETFs and this, that, and the other, I think that's a great thing too. That's a segment too that should be included. You know, at one time you was joking around about starting our own little investment club. See, I did some research. I know what it's fucking called now. God damn it, it's called an investment club. I know what the hell it is, right?
Yes.
And it's also a nonprofit if you do it the right way. I did my homework.
Okay.
But the point being is things like that is what helps drivers.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna help all drivers. You know, it might only help 1% or 2%, but that's 1 or 2% more.
But that's okay. One at a time.
That's it.
And because it's lacking so much, that financial education from the elementary school level all the way to college is non-existent, because they want to keep you their plastic crack whores. That's what they want to do to you. And if you can teach about transgender stuff in elementary school, but you can't teach them about budgeting.
Finance,
and budgeting is not balancing your checkbook, assholes.
Nope,
it's not that. You need to do that. You need to start teaching these kids, because
assign where your money's supposed to go instead of wondering what happened to it.
With $200,000 debt on a 4-year degree, that means nothing.
Nothing. So many people that have degrees and don't make as much as I do.
Listen. Hold on. Hey, watch this. Now we got to do it. Now I got to do it. So just calm down for a second. You'll be all right. Hold on. I got to do it. Hold on. Grok, are you there? Yeah. All right. I have a question for you. The question is, how many college 4-year degree graduates actually work in the field that they studied for?
I'd say about 10%.
46 to 52%, depending on the study. Some say it's lower, around 27%, but that's older data. It varies a lot by major and timing after graduation.
Could you repeat that statistic again?
Sure. It's about 46 to 52% of college grads working in their field.
Think about that.
I don't think
46, 50% of people that just spent 30, 40, 50,000 a year in tuition actually work in the field of study that they went to school for, that they're going to be paying the next 50 years student loans on.
You know, the other thing it doesn't cover, how many people get burned out in the field that they went to school for and then leave that field.
I say 10%.
I think 50% is high. I think it's much less.
Yeah,
I think it's
less.
10.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible. So, you know, I think there's so many different ways that can really go out to help drivers, and that's what the garage was originally intended for. And so if we can start moving some stuff around like that, then I would really, really like to do that. Okay, real quick. I don't know what happened to Melvin. I saw his comment, so I just texted him and cussed him out. What the hell happened to you? I don't know who you got in a fight with, but you look pretty damn good to me. What happened there, Mr. Melvin?
Yeah, you're looking refreshed.
Actually, I ended up with what they call diverticulitis flare up, and I don't wish this on nobody.
Ooh.
That's the intestine thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be in a
He looked
forced
shiny
diet.
and good because they pumped him with that IV, bro. That's why.
Yeah, his face looks all.
Yeah.
All, yeah.
Detox.
Yep. He's like, ooh.
That's right.
Okay.
I
How
might be a
you
little
feeling now,
loopy.
though? How you feeling now?
Better. Thank you for asking. Better. I mean,
Of course,
it's gonna take
bro.
a little bit of recovery.
You know, I had, and I know this is going to sound cliche, bro, but dead ass. I thought about you yesterday, and I was supposed to give you a shout out yesterday and give you a call because I hadn't heard from you in a little bit. And so now I kind of feel bad that I didn't catch you while you was in the hospital to say, hope you feel better. And now that you're out feeling better, I mean, I'm still going to say feel better, but you know, I really don't mean it now.
Yeah,
No,
I appreciate
ain't nobody catching my damn jokes today, bro. God damn, I'm buying a bigger microphone, bro. I'm buying a bigger mic. This ain't big enough.
Yeah. Well,
all right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna end the show. Again, don't bring up no new topics right now. Appreciate Steven, Sergio, as always, Accounting Tom. Always appreciate you. We didn't get into anything with Thomas. And we'll rectify that next week. Melvin, glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
You know, Pascal would have been here tonight, which would have been interesting, considering the topics. But you know what? We'll save that for next week. Until then, y'all be smart, be safe, peace, love, and happiness. And I'll drop a video sometime this weekend with the new cuz. All right, y'all.
Let's do it.
We're out.